top 10 matchup CBS has gotten since they left the SEC, and I think it is.
Oh, it's a great matchup.
Yeah, Brooks, did you do the homework on that?
I have not fully looked into that yet.
But I think you're right.
Based off memory, it probably would be.
I mean, they used to have them left and right in the SEC.
Every week.
Yeah.
It's still probably the worst deal in television sports history to not pay the SEC money and to leave and buy into what they bought into at the Big Ten. All right, that gets us to trash today. Brought to you in part by our friends at Gutter Cap. Tell us about Gutter Cap, LT.
Call our man C-Stu. Get that absolutely free estimate. One thing you don't want to do after a long week of work is the dangerous, dirty job that is cleaning the gutters out. Cap it, don't snap it. 205-823-2212. Gutter Cap is a patented aluminum cover system. It fits over most existing gutters. It will allow only water in the gutter. Keep all the other debris out. Keep the gutters clean and free-flowing. The answer is Gutter Cap. Cap it, don't snap it. 205-823-2212 or guttercapbirmingham.com.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off? My balls was hot. I understand.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends at Bud Light. Quick reminder, 11 to 2, Sky Bar in Auburn. This Friday, we will be broadcasting live with Adams and Bud Light. We start first. I think this guy probably should have gotten more time for this. But a French influencer has been sentenced to 12 months in prison after authorities arrested him for stabbing unsuspected bystanders with empty needles as part of a, quote, prank for social media. Like, if I'm on the jury and somebody shoots him in the head and kills him, I got no problem with this.
Yeah, I mean, there is no telling what is on that needle. I mean...
Well, it's nothing, but you don't know that.
Well, I don't know that, and he doesn't know that either.
Has he reused it?
Yeah, I mean...
Did he stick one guy and then go to the next person and stick the next guy?
There's a reason that they are so thorough when you're getting a shot at the doctor's office cleaning the tip of that needle.
Yeah, and I don't care. By the way, it hurts. I don't care if it's... I don't care.
He should have gotten his ass whipped.
No, he's lucky somebody didn't put a bullet in him, to be honest with you.
This happened in France, and that's the only reason why this prank could happen.
Do this in the Deep South or Texas, and you end up with some lead in you.
Go in the Floribama, try this.
Try this in the Floribama. You do not leave
So
alive.
this is 27-year-old French TikToker Amin Mohita. He's facing backlash and time behind bars for a, quote, prank he pulled on strangers back in June in which he would stab them with empty needles. After being made aware of the prank, French authorities arrested the TikToker, putting him in a pretrial detention for 2 months before his sentencing on October 3rd, 2025. So he has been sentenced to 12 months in prison. However, 6 of those are suspended, meaning he may not have to serve them if he complies with certain conditions laid out by the judge. You know what I would do?
Yeah.
If you get disbarred as an attorney, you lose your medical license, he would never be on TikTok again.
Yeah, no, he should be serving longer than that.
We've gotten hit with that punishment for much less.
That's true.
I'm with Scott in the chat. He says island material.
No, that is island material. Yeah.
Close,
No, 100% I'll put him on the island.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, look, he's wearing flip-flops with a trench coat. This guy brings nothing to society.
That is correct.
As most of social media.
Let Jonathan Gannon
get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, our whacked out Wednesday as we get going. We'll get to some of our point spreads that are just too small later on in the show. Brandon Marcello of CBS will join us to start hour number 2. But we start off with a little college football, a little baseball fun last night, and the passing of an SEC legend, all that in the opening segment. LTD&B with you, Tyler, Forrester, and Brooks behind the big screen over there. So Brownie and I were just talking some stats. We're getting ready for the big game. I'll be down at Jordan-Hare this weekend watching Georgia and Auburn, playing golf with my Auburn friends yesterday. They are where you thought they would be right now, being where they are in the SEC. They're a little disappointed with Hugh Freeze and stuff.
They ready to fire him?
Well, some of them didn't want him hired to begin with, so that hasn't changed. But some are still hopeful. They're excited about the tailgate and the cool weather and all that going on this weekend. But the one stat we keep going back to, and I just got the confirmation from Brown, who helped me on his stat machine over there, and I just tweeted this out, LT. Now, we know how bad it was against Texas A&M on third down. Auburn is, just when you look at it, 2 SEC games, they're 3 of 28. 3 of 28 on third down conversions.
It's got to be 16 of 16. It's got to be worse than Kentucky, right?
It's 117th overall in the country, and that's when you factor all the teams and all the games. That's against.
I've got it dead last.
In the SEC.
Yes, and the nation.
The nation, I got them at 117.
Who do you have?
21 of 62.
Now, this is based
33% on third down.
Well, this would be based on percentage is what I'm looking at. Yeah, 10% is the worst in the nation. Kennesaw State, who's only played one conference game, is at 12.5%. They were 1 of 8 in their one conference game.
You're going by conference. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
When
yes.
you factor in the other games, the Baylor game, which they had success.
I'll grant you that.
They're still, and who else they play? Ball State, South Alabama.
Yeah.
Even those games, you factor them in, they're still 117.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. You're 100% on that one. Yeah.
So that's what has to change if they're going to pull the upset this weekend.
I don't know.
Staying on the field on third down. And that turns out being what? Obvious passing downs on third down a lot, protecting Jackson Arnold, him getting the ball out.
That's
all
been the
problems.
problem. Yeah, I mean, look, if you don't win first downs, and then Auburn gets into a situation where the offensive line has been so bad, they've given up 20 sacks, not 60. I think they're on pace for 60, but they've given up 20 sacks, which, is tied for the most in the FBS right now. And and talking to Brock Hewitt on Unlocked a couple of weeks ago, he brought this up more so in the NFL, but again, as this model, gravitates more to an NFL model, a sack is almost a turnover. Like you can't on a 3rd and 16, you're just not going to convert that.
I can't believe you average 1.5 third down conversions per conference game. I mean, you could almost trip and fall and get 2 first downs, you would think.
But that's
1.5 a game.
That's what.
And you're facing a lot of them, by the way. I mean, 28 in 2 games, you're getting a lot of third downs.
That's what I was about to say, because if you go back and look at the drive charts for Auburn, how many times is it 2nd and 10, 3rd and 11, 2nd and 13, whether it's penalties or negative plays on first down, second down? Hugh Freeze talks about Jackson Arnold, and is he being just too careful with the football? Here is Hugh Freeze.
Hugh, do you think Jackson is too risk averse? Is that fair to say about him?
We've talked about that because, he's done an incredible job at taking care of the football. And truthfully, when we watch the film together, I'd love him to be a little freer, particularly with the playmakers that we have. And there's times I think he probably would be if we could hold up just maybe another half a second or a second. And but he's you want him to take care of the football for sure, first and foremost. And him doing that as poorly as we played still kept us in a game and gave us a chance to win. So there's a lot of positives from that. But certainly don't want him to play out of any fear. And hopefully our meetings throughout last week and through the game planning for this week, maybe he'll be a little more freer to give our kids a chance.
We brought this up yesterday. You hope that Auburn is what we saw from Florida. Desperate team, crowds behind it, and the offense does have a wrinkle or two coming out of that bye. the problem for Auburn, man, is you're going against Kirby Smart, who's 9-1 against Auburn.
You're going against a desperate Georgia team.
Oh, yeah. Like they have no room for error either. And, not only is Kirby 9-1, but, Hugh, this is crazy. Trying to avoid 0-3 to start the SEC for his third consecutive year. Like, once you get behind the 8 ball in the SEC like that, 0-3, I mean, you're dead.
I mean, you guys just touched on something, and you guys are leaning more Auburn than I am. I'm leaning Georgia on this one. In a lot of senses, you'd be better off in this game if Georgia were undefeated at number 1, I think.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, like, you guys just touched on a desperate Georgia. Like, Georgia knows if they lose this game, their path to the playoffs is needle-eye narrow. That's a hard one to say. Needle-eye narrow.
That's why I think we brought this up yesterday. Yeah. Like, I think Kirby knows every single game the domination is over. You got to go out. You got to be prepared. So back to your point, on high alert. And you remember, what was it, 2016 or 17, where number 1 Georgia came in and Auburn popped them? Kind of get the feel that's what you're going to get this Saturday. But it's a different Georgia team.
Yeah, I mean, if you lose this one and you're Georgia, you still got to play Texas, who I don't know what you're getting out of that. You still got to play Ole Miss, who's really, really good. You still got to play Florida, who's the most unpredictable schizophrenic team in America. I mean, you got so many potholes in front of you. If you lose this one, it's 2 desperate teams. I mean, Auburn's playing for their season. Georgia's playing for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a fun one Saturday night at Jordan Hare. We'll talk about Bama's trip to Missouri, as Bama all of a sudden becoming a national darling as a comeback story after their loss to Florida State. That coming up as we move throughout the show today. That's being brought to you by a couple of our great sponsors. One of them is our friend Alexander Shannara, trial attorneys, a Birmingham guy.
Absolutely, Jimmy D. He's a Birmingham guy, born and bred, so he wanted to build his practice right here in Birmingham. He has done just that. Their firm is doing tremendous work for a lot of people nationwide, but definitely the people right here in Birmingham. And one thing he wanted was a firm that could handle anything his community faced. So they now not only handle personal injury claims, but claims for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims. And they've recovered more than $2 billion, maintaining Alexander's core values. So you don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shannara.com. When you're in need of an attorney, Shannara.com.
And our buddy Greg from Pell City. You can find him if you don't want to call or talk to him. You can just look him up on Facebook, Greg from Pell City. But the number on your screen, 205-542-3531, is the number to call if you need a roof inspection. Just ask yourself this question right now. When's the last time you had your roof inspected? How important is that roof to your home? Pretty darn important. If it leaks a little bit, just a little bit of water entry, it's going to cause major problems. Get Greg from Pell City and his crew on your roof for a free, no-cost, no-obligation roof inspection by calling that number, 205-542-3531, or go online to Storm Restoration Roofing on their website, and you can connect there with Andrea and Greg. They're locally owned for over 20 years. Full roof replacements, storm damage repairs, anything. He's got a builder's license. He can take care of you as well. But as I said, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. He works with insurance providers, which gives you a great return on your insurance policy. But if there is a gap there, he's got great financing available too. It's our friends right there at Storm Restoration Roofing. Greg from Pell City on Facebook.
Lance in the chat room says, if I have to hear Freeze say we should have run it one more time. Wait a minute. Let me say that again. If I have to hear Freeze say we should have ran it more one more time, I think I'll become a Clemson fan. At least Dabo talks smack at his press conferences.
Yeah. Give me cut 12 because I do want you to. I didn't get to this Tuesday, so I want to get to it today just to hear Hugh Freeze, because the number I gave you is skewed a little bit because they were 1 of 12, I think, at Texas A&M on third down conversion. So that really sends you into a bad place. I think it was 1 of 12 or 1 of 13 on third down conversions. I knew they got one out of a lot. So he gets asked about, in the bye week, trying to improve that offense.
You know, you expect more of you work your whole life to get to a place like Auburn. Heck, there's 16 staffs that get an opportunity to coach in this league, and when you don't perform in a manner that gives your kids a chance to win a game like last couple weeks ago against a really good football team, it's sickening and it's disappointing. And just assure you that we've worked tirelessly in the open week to correct and give our kids the best chance to win. The accountability rests upon me and our staff, and obviously there's things that kids got to be accountable for too, but by and large it was it's disappointing that we didn't give our kids a better chance to win that football game. But the great thing is it's behind us, and there's so much sitting in front of us. Starts with this week playing at home against Georgia, and really told our team yesterday how excited I am, and I know our staff is, and they'll be the same. So great test, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, should have ran the ball more. But then you get what you're about to hear from him in a news conference. And listen, I am not making light about what he's about to talk about because I was playing poker. I'm old now, and I was playing poker the other night, and I just nodded at a couple of conversations.
Like you weren't engaged at all? You just gave
No. I was engaged, but I couldn't really hear them, what they were saying.
Oh,
because the noise around is what I'm hearing. I can't hear necessarily what's in front of me. I guess I'm getting close to maybe a hearing aid or something. I don't know.
New advertising spot.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that. Like at times, like if Tyler and Forsher were having dinner right there, and you and I were talking here, I can hear them better than I can hear you sometimes. I don't know what that is.
No, but I don't know if you've noticed, we cram something in our ear every single day. Mine are pretty loud.
Yeah. I think it just blew everywhere. We were talking about it on the golf course. Is there not a baseline test you go through on everything when you show up at a school, like a physical? Here's Xavier Chaplin. Here's Hugh Freeze on Xavier Chaplin.
Week of self-scout. Xavier at left tackle. Have you guys addressed anything technique-wise, and just how disheartening is it when your left tackle can't live up to that billing in 2 weeks in a row?
Yeah, he's we've done some testing on his hearing, and there's an issue there, and that goes back to us. Should have handled the cadence stuff differently for him. But he really struggles to hear in those environments, and we'll make adjustments for that. When he's on time off the ball and stuff, he's pretty dang good, and nobody hurts more than him. He was really distraught, and I just again wish that we would have put him in a better position.
Yeah, so he got a little bit of a hearing issue.
How did we not hear this? And this has become such a big business. Like, if you are paying somebody in the portal hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars, don't you give them a physical?
Yeah, but would your first inclination be test his hearing though? I'm with you. Yeah. I think I would probably test everything.
But how does his medical records, if they're transferring over, how is there never any kind of history? And how do we not go back to, I know Virginia Tech has been bad over the last couple of years, but how do we not know that coming from Virginia Tech?
I'm 49 and have watched college football, period, college and NFL my entire life. This is the first time I've ever heard this in my life.
Yeah,
have you ever heard of an offensive lineman that's got hearing issues, can't hear the cadence? And now anymore, especially on the road. So this should be an issue Saturday, right?
Well, no, I'm confused. The way all my friends and the way I'm reading it online was, like, he has a little bit of a hearing issue. Like I was discussing about me now, that it's harder for him. Is it just that he's at left tackle and they've got to do a better job of getting him the information? Because when we're going on silent count, nobody's hearing when you're on the road. I was confused by this. Does he actually have? That's what I wanted to ask you. Are you guys hearing it the way I am, that he's got a hearing issue?
He can't hear the cadence, yeah. Which I would assume then.
Like he has some kind of hearing loss at some point.
Yeah, Hugh kind of laughed when he said it, but then, like, we're going to check his hearing, and he laughed, and then he said, actually, there's an issue there. So I guess Hugh was saying he's got a hearing issue.
Yeah.
But, anymore, anybody does that, right? That's why they do that, right? Because they say the clapping of the hands cuts through the noise better than the voice does. And that's why now it's against the rules if you're a defensive player to, do that. Because everybody's using the hand clap. So I guess he can't hear that as well on the road.
Yeah. I guess it would be illegal can he wear a hearing aid?
Oh, sure. I don't think that'd be illegal.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a medical device.
I guess. I mean, it's a legitimate question because you have green dots on two guys, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get it'd probably have to be cleared somehow. But, I mean, you can't say I got a medical. It's like wearing glasses. I got a medical condition, right? I've literally got hearing loss.
Yeah, and I see what you're saying because it was kind of vague until he said, you know, we've done some testing and there is an issue there.
Yeah. But more, the people I know that wear hearing aids, when it's a loud environment, they have to turn them off. That actually makes it worse.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't help me hear you. It helps me hear everything.
But, again,
we need a sponsor on this.
There is a way that you could design this hearing aid to almost be directed at the quarterback. If you're the left tackle, who put it in the right ear.
Don't give up your. I mean, I don't know how many semi-deaf tackles there are in football, but don't give up your big idea right here.
I mean, you don't even have to be deaf or hearing loss. You could be just on the road, and I've got this design.
You could be a Rams tackle playing at home in SoFi.
Yeah,
having to deal with the crowd noise.
Well, yeah, that's a road game in SoFi.
That's
the left side of the line, everybody's got a right earpiece in, and left side of the line got a left earpiece in.
But again, this should not be an issue at home, right? I mean, if this is a legitimate issue, and I assume it is, it should be an issue at home.
It's loud. It's loud even at home. You know, if you've got some hearing issues, if you've got some hearing loss, it's harder to hear anywhere.
Well, then can you keep him
even
out
in restaurants?
Well, I agree, but can you keep him out there?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, I just, we used to get our hearing checked on. This was the old days, but I mean, it was once a year. It felt like in elementary school, we all got our hearing checked.
I remember that.
And then at different times,
They put a ruler on your back.
They do that too,
scoliosis.
Yeah, I think I've got that.
Do
by
they
the
still
way.
check scoliosis? Like you used to have to take your shirt off and touch your toes. You remember that?
I don't know.
They checked scoliosis when I was in school, but they didn't check hearing.
They didn't check hearing?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, interesting.
Because they knew you guys didn't
That's
listen
right.
back then.
That's right. We had Metallica on 10, so we needed our hearing checked.
Oh, well, I think that's why I've got the ringing in the ears, the tinnitus.
Yeah, tinnitus.
Tinnitus, whatever it is.
Did they check your pronunciation? Kidding.
I've heard it pronounced both ways. I've been corrected both times.
NH3425 Super Chat says Georgia's pass rush 128 out of 136, but Auburn's O-line will make Georgia's D-line look like All-Americans.
No, I said this on the golf course yesterday to the Auburn guys. I'm like, this Georgia team is different than Georgia teams in recent years.
Yeah.
This one doesn't have, and we said this on the show yesterday. I'm not, only sharing stuff on the golf course. I think Lance and Brown and I talked about this a couple of times. Even after Alabama and Georgia, this Georgia team doesn't have the same hard edges that recent Georgia defenses have had.
I agree.
They don't have the same nastiness.
It doesn't feel the same.
them.
Yeah, it doesn't feel the same watching them.
Our show being brought to you by a couple of our great sponsors. One of them is our friends at Twin Peaks. As you get ready to go watch, you got baseball games lined up 4 in a row today. Boom, 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 boom. You can go there and enjoy Twin Peaks, the scenery, and the great TVs.
Yeah, absolutely. A great place to go and take advantage of their signature 29-degree drafts. Ours 36 degrees right here in studio, but the Twin Peaks girls running around in 3D serving those up right now, and no one does happy hour like our friends at Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, they've got everything from tequila cocktails, an extensive bourbon category, top-shelf spirits and cocktails served over the ice balls, local craft beers, handcrafted whiskey cocktails, round out an adventurous drink menu second to none. Don't forget, again, about the signature 29-degree drafts. Stop in for lunch or dinner. It's Twin Peaks.
All right, we're going to talk about it later. I'm going to give you a tease right here.
No, do it now.
You want me to do it now?
Yeah.
Point spread movement?
The big point spread movement.
Big point spread movement overnight in college football is in the Red River Shootout, where Texas...
Somebody's going to play.
Texas is now just a 1-point favorite.
John, is that you, John?
But what used to be such a high-scoring...
John?
Such a high-scoring game, a total of only 43. We got an NFL total in this one.
Well, it's 2 top-5 defenses, and
I know.
Even if Mateer comes back, he's not 100%.
Yeah.
But that's what this line movement's saying, though, right, Lance?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there is speculation that he's going to at least attempt to play.
Yeah.
I don't care where it is. Texas is going to win this game.
All right, Lance calling a Texas win right there. They're favored by 1. Alabama's still a 3-point favorite. Lance says hook 'em. Alabama's still a 3-point favorite. Georgia's still a 3.5-point favorite. In Auburn, you can play all those games at mybookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on at mybookie.ag and find out what a bet back bonus is right there at mybookie.ag. That is with code next round when you sign up. Play all the games right there at MyBookie, including NFL action, which is back tomorrow night, and Major League Baseball action, as Dunaway just said, which is tonight. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag, code next round.
So Texas wins it anywhere, no matter where the line is. You are Red River with the burnt orange.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about desperation. And I tell you, you saw some flashes from Texas, at least a little bit of the offense in the fourth quarter. I think the environments are, you get 50-50 split here. Texas' offensive line has been awful. Who's got the better front? Oklahoma or Florida on defense is pretty close. But I did think Texas kind of got a little bit better offensively in the fourth quarter. I just think the desperation factor is going to be the difference in this one.
Yeah, fun game coming up. Fun game, too, Indiana and Oregon. We'll do Whacked Out Wednesday later on. If somebody thinks this point spread is too low, that maybe Oregon is going to whack Indiana, if you still don't believe in Indiana. For some reason, this is the first time I have ever believed Indiana is going to play a good game. So we'll see.
Oh no!
Yeah, so it could lead to a whacked out situation.
Kurt Signetti smoking a cigarette in his office.
How often do you get just 17 games or 18 games now into a tenure where you can say definitively this Power 4 coach is the best coach that they've had in their history of football?
And that's Kurt Signetti.
Yeah, I think there is one guy that to me jumps out in all Power 4 conferences that is the program's best coach in the history of their programs, and he's currently their head coach right now. But Signetti's one of those guys.
He is, and he's going to play Dan Lanning, who I know from a couple of times being around him to be a nice guy, really nice guy. And I got a friend who's worked with him a couple of different stops. He's a tremendously nice guy. Behind a microphone does not always come across as a nice guy. No. Now, neither did Nick Saban. They're very different. I want you, and it always, do you like Dan Lanning, LT? I'm always amazed at who you like and dislike by the persona they play in their job behind a microphone. Because you're not a Dabo guy.
Oh, no. Okay. I don't know who is outside of you and anybody that resides in Alabaster back in the 80s.
Southern Shelby County.
Yeah. Not even Clemson fans are anymore. Dan Lanning is very, very petty, which I don't necessarily mind that. He acts like a coach that's won 3 national championships.
Lanning is complex. Like, I've heard the same thing that you've heard from people that have worked with him, very much like Dan Lanning.
Our friend Ian Fitzsimmons, his daughter works for him right now.
Yeah, and Fitzy likes him, right?
Oh, loves him.
Behind the mic, a little petty. Post-game interviews, dude is like on 12 in post-game interviews, to the point it's become kind of an internet thing when he's doing post-game interviews, like after the win at Penn State. I mean, he's a complex guy.
Yeah, I would want him as my coach, but I don't necessarily like him.
Yeah.
And I think he's a good coach. Really
Dog at a recruiter, and he wants the best for his teams. Got to ask good questions, and sometimes you can ask good questions. And Dan Lanning here gets a question about the quarterback matchup between Dante Moore and your boy Mendoza at Indiana. Pretty good quarterback matchup when you say 2 Heisman contenders.
Yeah, I heard people talking. It was Louis Riddick was breaking down quarterbacks coming up in this draft, and he's like, Dante Moore is the best. And he's like, and I've seen some of Mendoza. I'm looking forward to Saturday. And I do think Mendoza can really catapult himself into maybe something that I predicted back in the summer if he is to have a big game on the road against this defense. Yeah. But Mendoza,
that
he can play,
line,
man.
Mendoza and Dante Moore, it is maybe – take away the Manning name, maybe the best quarterback matchup we've seen in college football thus far this year, right, Dan Lanning?
When you're going into a quarterback matchup like this where 2 guys have played so high level, how do you try to create advantages? What does Dante have to do to kind of separate himself from Mendoza in this game?
Well, he'll never be on the field at the same time as Mendoza, and Mendoza will never be on the field at the same time as him. So all he has to do is go out there and play his game, and the rest will take care of itself. He's competing to be the best version of himself. He's not competing against him.
Yeah.
Wow. It's kind of a goof dick comment. But, I mean, it is.
I mean, but that question is, when you're asking how does he have to separate himself from Mendoza, it's like, well, they're not on the field at the same time.
Yeah. They don't have to separate at all.
Look,
He's got to separate himself from that defense.
But you do choose to not bail the reporter out by going, I understand what you're asking.
Right.
They're not playing each other, but what does Dante have to do to be the best quarterback in the game? He's got to do what I ask him to do. Yeah.
As good as Mendoza was against Illinois, and that was very impressive, and I think it was Klatt that brought up how much better they are in Bloomington. This is their first opportunity to slay a giant on the road. But if you're just looking at these two quarterbacks, Dante Moore, the way he played in Happy Valley, and maybe that doesn't resonate as much based on the fact that Penn State lost last week in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, it does take a little steam out of that.
But
still,
Dante was covered head to toe. Like, there was no chance they're getting those grass stains out of that uniform. He's going, throw them away.
Yep.
But, I mean, he was a warrior that night with his legs, the throws he was making. I'm a big Dante Moore fan.
Yep, and he waited his time at Oregon behind Bo Nix and Dylan Gabriel, and now he's the guy that has a chance to do something special there in Eugene. They get tested by the Hoosiers coming up this weekend in a big game, one of 3 major contests around the country. But there's a ton of good football games this weekend in a major Week 7 college football slate. Baseball we'll talk about later on, but I will tell you that my Gray's Tree Service Deadwood of the Day was my sleepy pick yesterday. The Tigers did not get it done.
Oof.
Cal Raleigh with a home run, 8-4. Elimination day for the Tigers. The Gray's Tree Service, they'll clean up any dead wood in your life, too.
We did have the Mariners at lanceslog.com, but the sleeper pick, well, the sleeper pick is not brought to you by Gray's.
No,
You're cleaning up
I'm cleaning my dead wood. Brought to you by our friends at Gray's. Any dead wood there. That's the most recent mistake I made, other than obviously setting up this read.
From the removal, the trimming, the health, you care for your lawn, care for the trees as well. They're family owned and operated right here in Birmingham for the last 25 plus years. Experts in the high-risk tree removals, pruning, soil health treatment. They will strengthen the trees and plants, trusted by nearly every golf course in town. At the Birmingham Zoo, no competition. Call the guys today, 205-255-1239. Tell them the Next Round sent you. You can scan the QR code right there or visit graystree.com.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, guys, stay on on top of your health, from prostate care to kidney stones and everything in between. Early detection, and I hear this at like 90% of cancers have really good success rate with early detection. That includes prostate health, prostate cancer. Friends at Urology Center of Alabama can help you. 205-930-0920, 930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com. 70 years of the best urological care in Alabama, and they'll help you stay on top of your health. So you can make an appointment or get more details. 16 great locations, 205-930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com. We lost a friend at the SEC office yesterday, passing away.
Mark Womack was just a good dude, man. He was basically the CFO for the SEC, had worked there basically his whole adult life, was an Alabama graduate, a member of this community, and was just an incredibly nice guy. And the SEC announced that yesterday, and it was just kind of a gut punch. Mark was such a kind guy, was a fan of this show, funny guy. I would see him at an SEC championship game, and almost inevitably he would say, well, who's Lance's pick tonight?
Yeah.
And I'd say, Lance likes Alabama. And he would say, more importantly, who's Dunaway's pick? I mean,
I didn't realize I saw Lori Robertson, one of our friends, posted, the passing of Mark, and to me, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it did. It did.
I don't remember seeing him in Atlanta at SEC Media Days, but I remember seeing him last year at the SEC Championship when we did some work for the conference over there. And he is, like you guys said, one of the nicer guys and so instrumental of how the SEC has grown in his time with the conference. He wasn't he was never the commissioner.
Nope, but he was close when Greg Sankey got hired.
Yeah, he was in the running when Greg Sankey got hired, but he was right there with Roy Kramer.
Yep.
And every commissioner along the way, he's been sort of the right-hand guy as the SEC has grown from a regional conference into the national powerhouse that it is. But his humanity, his kindness, his willing to help people as they got into the business is what his legacy will be, and he will be missed not only in the conference office here in Birmingham and to those friends and family that knew him, but to college athletics as a whole. So we take a moment to head to break here in memory of Mark Womack.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
All right, we move to segment 2. Brandon Marcello talking more college football with us at the top of the hour. A little NFL and baseball brought to you by our friends at Bojangles. Tell us about Bojangles.
You can make a bow time.
Bow time.
Puberty is brutal, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, you've been going through it for 15 years.
I know, 15 years I've been doing this.
We'll make this our tender moment, too.
What, me going through puberty?
No.
Bojangles, bow time for you at Bojangles, whether it is the tailgates, whether it is the college football watch party. Bojangles is the one you need to turn to, and also lunch and dinner. They got those great chicken tenders, the great salsas that go with them, and it is the perfect idea for your high school or college football tailgate or your college football watch parties. Go by your local Bojangles and make it bow time.
Well, listen, our tender moment today is my love for the LA Coliseum, but the Olympics are coming back in 2028. I have not heard anywhere, maybe you have because you're a USC guy, LT. Are they planning on playing the Trojans in SoFi in 2028?
Ooh, I haven't heard that.
Or will this track be pulled up by the time the season comes around? That's the way it's going to look for the Olympics. That is the LA Coliseum.
Yeah.
That is the temporary track that'll be in 2028. That'll be pulled up in plenty of time for the.
Yeah, I mean, because the Olympics are in July, right?
I don't know when the 2028
July,
Olympics.
early August. I can find out. What year is the Olympics?
2028.
Yeah, I haven't heard a word. I would think that they would be at least broadcasting that a little bit. I'm going to have the opportunity. I've only been to the Coliseum a couple of times, but I'm going in November to see Iowa and USC. It's really a cool venue, and they've cosmetically done a lot of work on it.
Friday, July 14th through Sunday, July 30th will be your LA Olympics there. So they would have a full month to get it right.
Yeah,
Now, keep in mind, they also put a NASCAR track in that joint.
Yeah,
now,
right before the season a couple of times, right?
Oh, have they? I thought it was in early in the year.
Oh, you're right. It's in February.
Yeah, it's in February. But my point there is...
Early in the NASCAR season.
Yeah, early in the NASCAR season. My point there is it's easy to get that track up and grass back down. This would be a lot easier than a NASCAR track. So, I think they should be fine.
Yeah. That is a beautiful looking
That's gonna
stadium.
be cool,
Yeah, man, it's when I went the last time in 2016, they haven't done the renovations yet. They hadn't put in a lot of the suites up. But just looking at the south end zone where you see like the Olympic torch,
that's iconic.
It really is. It's like I've never had the opportunity to go abroad, and I want to go to the Coliseum over in Rome, but it's just got that kind of feel where you just start thinking. Your mind starts wondering on. Like how many people, mine gets a little weird, like how many different serial killers have been sitting in this venue, but like how many just incredible athletes have performed in these venues and some of the just historic milestones in sports.
Like
how do you go serial killers?
That is weird. You really think that?
I mean, other than O.J. Simpson, I guess,
No,
who
you
actually
just-
would be the cross section of your brain and my brain at that
Literally
point.
played in that.
No, here's
facility,
what. So USC fans a little bit different, but when you go to a Rams game, and I saw the Rams play Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers there, and you start looking around at these Rams fans, and you're like, that guy's killed someone, and then you start thinking, damn, in the history of this Coliseum, like, is it thousands of people? Probably.
Yeah.
That's how I get there.
I go back and watch a lot of, especially non-football time of the year. I go back and watch a lot of old games, old TV broadcasts, and they'd go to the Coliseum twice a year, sometimes more than that when UCLA was playing there, and just always was just an iconic shot. So Olympics are coming. That's what it'll look like. That was our tender moment of the day. Back to the NFL right after Lance tells us about lanceslock.com. If you guys have not noticed, we start a holiday today. 49 straight days of football.
Can't wait, and we've got college football up and available. And I've just got to give you the number just to be exact here, but we were 2-0 again last night. So we're absolutely killing it in Major League Baseball. We're killing it overall. But our free plays, this is pretty insane. Free plays since August are now 48, 18, and 2.
Dang. So that's just what you're giving away.
Yeah. You make some money right there.
48, 18, and 2. Yeah, if you want to make money, we're 5-1 in our last 6, 7 stars or higher. We've got 2 of those coming up this weekend. In the football on Saturday and Sunday, so really looking forward to another big weekend. But college football tonight, more divisional action in Major League Baseball. Jump on board, win with us. Free play every single day at lanceslog.com. Always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954. For all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling issues, call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
49 straight days of football start today. I didn't say it was 49 good days of football.
Hey, you got some bad.
Missouri State and Middle Tennessee tonight. Of the 4 teams playing tonight, Missouri State has the best record at 2-3.
The most disappointing, not most disappointing team in college football, but based on win totals in Vegas, the Liberty Flames.
Liberty 1-4 playing in the Sun Bowl tonight against UTEP, who's also 1-4.
What do you imagine that crowd's going to look like?
It's not going to be good. I think they would probably rather take their chances in Juarez across the border for an overnight than have to watch 3 hours of Liberty and UTEP tonight. Malachi Nelson, the former number 1 overall quarterback, USC signs him. He gets paid a ton of money, and then he goes to Boise, can't win the job there. Now he barely won the job at UTEP. He's already got 9 picks in their first 4 games.
He's 1-4. Liberty's 1-4. That's at the Sun Bowl tonight on the CBS Sports Network. Missouri State, Middle Tennessee on ESPN2. But betting-wise, 2 competitive games anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Most State a 2.5-point favorite, Liberty a 1.5 favorite tonight in those games that you can watch. Starting a big run of college football. Used to be MACtion, now a lot of CUSA in the middle of the week, early in the year. Right here, but 49 straight days of football. Back to bigger teams in the NFL tomorrow night. Speaking of the NFL, the Bengals have a great team, just they're missing their quarterback. So they made a trade yesterday to bring in Joe Flacco from the Browns. So now Flacco is...
The guy that got benched by the Browns.
Yeah, is coming in, but he's an improvement than over Jake Browning.
No, he is. I mean, look, Browning 3 picks last week, and it just wasn't going to get any better. And now they're sitting at 2-3, and when you look at the divisional odds... You know, we did kind of laugh about this. The Ravens at 1-4 are still your favorites to win the AFC North. But I give the Bengals and Zach Taylor a lot of credit for at least not tapping out on the season. Like, you lose your franchise guy in Joe Burrow, but for your fans, we're still going to try to make this better.
I mean, again, the division is not out of reach for them, as crazy as it sounds. I don't know that Flacco can get them there. But if you could get a little better than Jake Browning, that division is not out of the reach for you. So, but it's just weird that you're trading Dunaway for a guy that just got benched in your own division. It's not like the fans in Cincinnati didn't know that Joe Flacco just got benched for Dylan Gabriel. It's in your division.
Yeah.
You know it well. It's one of your big rivals right there in your same state. I guess the difference is I am now throwing to Jamar Chase. I didn't really have Jamar Chase at Cleveland.
Yeah, and the decisions that were being made by Browning, though, if you watched their game this past week, they came back and made it interesting late. But for 3/4 of that game, he was horrible at decision making. He was throwing into to uncovered defenders. You didn't have one of your guys close to him to cover up a defender. Just not good football.
Falco is now the Steelers away from playing for that whole division. So if you could just figure out a way to get to Pittsburgh.
Well, here's another one of the underlying storylines is now Shedeur Sanders is probably going to be your number 2 quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh, he is actually been officially named QB2.
Okay. Yeah, I knew they were waiting on that because I know Bailey Zappi, a guy that started games in the NFL, a lot more games than Shedeur has, was on their practice squad. I assumed that he was going to be named number 2, but process of attrition, process of elimination, it has got him all the way up without him doing anything to QB2.
That's right.
And you're going to see him. There's no way Dylan Gabriel's going to play well enough.
Welcome to the Browns.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it works at Cleveland.
The other side of the coin, still tied for the best record, and the defending world champions Philadelphia apparently had a players meeting, not necessarily all the players, but the leaders and A.J. Brown have gotten together. Offensively, they are broken right now. Despite their win total, they are not playing good football. What do you make of the Eagles right now in that team meeting?
Well, I still think when you look at overall rosters, it's one of the top 2 or 3 rosters in all of football. You are the defending champions. The good news is you're 4-1. The bad news is Saquon's only averaging a little over 3 yards a carry. He is on pace for less than 1,000 yards this year, which is insane with how well and effectively they ran the football last year. Even more disturbing is A.J. Brown is averaging less than 40 yards per game. In their first 5 games, he's only gone over 50 yards one time. Devontae Smith is only averaging 54 yards per game. Now, Jalen Hurts is yet to turn the football over. That's a positive, but this offense is lost right now. But again, they're 4-1, and they've got the Giants tomorrow night, so you would assume they go to 5-1.
You would think so. It's why I asked Orlovsky the question I asked last week, and he told me I was crazy, but then backed it up by saying, but I do kind of see what you're talking about. Like, this is not the same offense that they've had.
No.
And that's to me, if I'm a Philadelphia, when I watch Philadelphia, I see an offense that's struggles. I don't know how else to put it. It just does not feel like the Eagles team.
Last year Saquon was, busting off 40, 50-yard runs, and he was completely dominant, and I think it just opened up and made things so much more comfortable for Jalen Hurts. Now there's so much pressure on Jalen Hurts, and then you've got a malcontent at A.J. Brown, bitching and complaining nonstop. So you're trying to force the ball to him at times, and the offense is just completely out of rhythm. They didn't make this a big deal about the players only. I think the Eagles are going to be fine.
Yeah. Well, Saquon Barkley said this was a good meeting of things. It wasn't a, quote, all hell's breaking loose kind of players meeting. It was a good meeting between veteran leaders.
Yeah,
of the
1-4 you have hell's breaking loose, but at 4-1 you're like, hey, man, we're still in a good situation, but how do we fine-tune this a little
Let's
bit?
cut it off before it becomes a big problem.
We need to get back to being more team than we,
and
like
I forgot
we were last year.
Who it was a few weeks ago that brought up this. I think it was Aaron Suttles, actually. This Eagles team feels like the Kansas City Chiefs from last year. They were winning all these one-possession games, but they don't look dominant.
Yeah. How'd that work out for the Chiefs?
Well, they won 15 games and went to a Super Bowl, but they didn't win it.
Yeah, but then.
They did finish second. So if I asked you, and Brown hears me every Wednesday complain about how high these people have power rankings, and they keep having the Bucs at number 4, and I'm like, we're not the 4th best team in the league.
Ooh, I don't know.
That's what I told them.
Yeah, so we're setting at 4 again this week. Who do you guys put as the best team in the NFL right now?
I think it's either, in my opinion, Buffalo or Detroit.
Detroit is the one I saw today at Yahoo.
Yeah.
And Buffalo was second. I still think it's Buffalo.
Prisoner of the moment, Buffalo coming off the loss to the Patriots where they look really, really sloppy. It's kind of hard to put them number 1 right now, but Detroit also has a loss, so I can't ignore that.
I think the Rams are right there, really doing 3-2. You know, they did everything they could to lose the last 2 games.
Yeah, I was screaming when Brown walked in, and he was like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "This Yahoo, not only do they have the Bucs 4th, they've got the Chargers and Rams at 11th and 12th. You cannot put, just because of what happened this past weekend, the Chargers and Rams at 11 and 12.
Well, so I had a big play on the Commanders in L.A., catching 2.5, and I watched virtually the entire game. Chargers have injury issues. And I think if they were whole, I think the Chargers would be one of the best teams in the NFL. So I kind of get them dropping to where they are currently. I still think they're going to be a factor in the AFC West. But, the Rams, I get concerned about, any losses, as most fans do. But, man, at 3-2, that is a hell of a 3-2 team.
There are 6 4-1 teams. I don't suppose in this discussion we're going to get to Indianapolis and San Francisco, but both of them are 4-1. I mean, it's hard to ignore.
Indianapolis, if I did a top 5, they would probably be 4 or 5 for me right now.
Seriously.
I think they are that good. Yeah. I really, really do. Now, a lot of this can be dependent. Can Daniel Jones continue to do what he's doing? He's getting a lot of help.
I used it as an example. Chargers, Rams, and Commanders were all grouped there, I think, 10 to 12 in this power rating at Yahoo. And Indianapolis was somewhere around the Buccaneers. And I looked at Brown and I said, are you telling me on Sunday, if the Chargers and Colts were playing, the Rams and Colts were playing, or the Commanders and Colts were playing, that any of you would take the Colts?
I told Dunaway, I've seen Rams and Colts.
I would love if the Colts were hosting the Chargers this weekend. Give it to me in a pick, and I will play whatever I can on the Colts.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I watched the Colts for 60 minutes toe-to-toe with the Rams in SoFi.
Yeah, and by the way, had one of the bonehead going into the end zone fumbles.
Yeah, with A.D. Mitchell. Without that, they're 5-0. I really believe they're that good. I really do.
It's wild. I kind of agree with Lance, and I discounted them immediately week 1 when they were the story of week 1 because I'm like, the Dolphins are awful. They just beat one of the worst rosters in the NFL, but they have backed it up. I mean, they're not. They don't appear to be a flash in the pan. I still doubt that Daniel Jones can do it 17 games.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. When it comes time for me to try to be elected to the U.S. presidency, I will skip Indiana because I'm slow to buy the Hoosiers and I'm slow to buy the Colts.
Well, you're buying the Hoosiers this weekend.
I said this is the first time that I believe they've got a chance to win a big game.
Well, boy,
I doubted them every step of the way in the last year and a half.
I know we've kind of, colored outside of the lines going back and forth NFL to college, but if the Hoosiers do win that game in Autzen,
oh my gosh,
man.
Did they play Ohio State again?
I'm telling you, talking about two.
Indiana?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got Ohio State, Iowa. No, it was somebody else that had that. That was
I don't think they don't have.
I don't think they play Ohio State. Here, I've got their schedule right here. Indiana after Oregon. Oh my gosh! Well, they are at Penn State, but right now it's a good time to go to Penn State.
It's a ranked matchup though, a top 10.
Well,
if they win,
it's not a ranked matchup. The top 10 team is Indiana. Penn State's unranked. Michigan State, UCLA at Maryland, at Penn State, Wisconsin at Purdue. If they can win this game at Autzen somehow,
they may not lose.
Well, they are in the driver's seat in the Big Ten. Them and Ohio State.
To me, the statement games this weekend can be Indiana, it can be Missouri, and it can be Oklahoma. If all 3 of those teams win and they're all going to 6-0, all 3 of those teams are going to be right around huddled in the top 5 to 8, which is pretty crazy. If you would have said, before the season started, everybody said Indiana, that was one year. They're not going to be able to do that.
I felt the same way. And
I did too.
You were big on Mendoza. Scott's showing you what they've got left. If they can get past Oregon Saturday, that is an extremely beneficial schedule.
I thought Oklahoma would be good. I had them in the college football playoff, but if they start out 6-0, and then on the other side, like Missouri, all 6 of these games have been at home, but still, if they beat a top 15 in Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, Scott, can you throw that back up? They play 3 awful teams. UCLA, Wisconsin, and Purdue are awful football teams. They could play all 3 of those remaining on their schedule. I mean, that's you and I could coach Indiana to wins over UCLA, Wisconsin, and Purdue.
Michigan State at home's got no shot.
No. I mean, I just don't put them in the awful category. They're not awful, but UCLA, Wisconsin, and Purdue are.
Yeah, I think they can only lose 3 games. I mean, Iowa could yuck it up, and then Oregon and Penn State. But
even a loss to Oregon done away, I mean, where do they find 2 more losses in the last half of that schedule?
So they've already beat Iowa this past week and yucking it up. So Oregon and Penn State, and that's it, huh?
Yeah. I mean, they don't find 2 more losses. The question would be, would a 10-2 Indiana team get in? I don't know the answer to that. But I can't see them if they lose Saturday. I still don't think they're a 3-loss team.
Yeah, I think the 10-2, it depends on what Illinois does the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Like if Illinois is sitting there at 10-2 at the end of the year and you've got a 53-point win over the Illini, that's
big moment for Illinois Saturday in that discussion.
Yeah. Especially if they get beat by 50 again.
Yeah.
All right, so a little NFL and college football there. Our viewing menu in just a second. The show being brought to you by our friends at CPAP, Sleep Home Alabama. Sleeper pick tonight. Give me Liberty.
Or Death?
At UTEP.
They are favored.
They are favored, yep.
SleepHomeAlabama.com. That is the website.
Do these always need to be upsets?
Well, you said it's a sleeper pick.
A sleeper pick to go. Win big. Win big.
Yeah, I like Liberty tonight.
That's when you get your whacker out.
More importantly, get 8 quality hours of sleep. A lot of people, you wake up, you're groggy, you're tired all day. It's because you're not sleeping consistently throughout the night. That is bad for your health. Our friends at CPAP Plus, they can help. The O'Neill brothers, 5 locations: Birmingham, Trussville, Pelham, Foley, Troy. You get that $199 home sleep test. Go to sleephomealabama.com. It's Alabama's best home sleep testing and CPAP. No lab, no insurance, just easy-to-wear fingertip devices, clinically validated that connect to your smartphone, complete with the physician's interpretation of your results. Again, for more information, sleephomealabama.com.
Okay, we get back to college football with Brandon Marcello at the top of the hour. Before the viewing menu, Aaron Judge saves the Yankee season last night. A 5-run comeback. He hits the game-tying 3-run homer. Yankees win at 9-6. Game 4 tonight at Yankee Stadium. Blue Jays lead that series 2-1. That was a clutch homer from Judge there. Something he's been knocked before in the past, and he hasn't always been fantastic in the postseason.
And that was an absolute missile that he hit, and Joe Davis was on the call. If it stays fair, that thing is way gone. And it just ricochets right off the foul pole. They were down 5. That is the first loss from the Blue Jays where they've been up 4 runs or more the entire year. Blue Jays, though, just 1 win away from their first trip to the ALCS since 2016. That was a nice win from the Yankees. Judge was clutch with the 4 RBIs, but I think we're going to see Blue Jays Mariners.
It probably stayed off elimination for Aaron Boone, too, right? I mean, that home run.
But you said you think it's to be Blue Jays Mariners. By the way, expansions in the mid-'70s. Those two came into the league at the same time. Cal Raleigh hit his 61st home run last night. Ironically, the guy that caught it in the first row had a T-shirt specially made in Mariners color that said "Dump number 61 right here," and he's the one that caught number 61 from the dumper. Mariners win at 8-4. They lead that series 2-1. You think they're about to finish off Detroit?
Yeah, first, 1 win away for their first ALCS since 2001, I think.
2001.
Yeah, and, talking to Brock Huard, grew up a huge Mariners fan in the state of Washington. He said, look, if you think, the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl or something, just watch. If the Mariners are able to win a World Series, which I think they're the best team in baseball right now. Logan Gilbert was fantastic. Casey Mize will try to save the series. Or save the season today for the Detroit Tigers, but I think this thing ultimately is going to go Seattle's way, and I think they're a handful.
Casey Mize, the former Auburn star, a 14-game winner on the Hill tonight or this afternoon for Detroit. It's first game of the day, 2 o'clock on FS1. Then at 4 o'clock on TBS, Milwaukee and the Cubs. The Brewers lead that series 2-0. Then you get the Yankees trying to hold on. Toronto and the Yankees on FS1 at 6. 8 o'clock on TBS, Phillies and Dodgers. Dodgers unbeaten in the postseason, 4-0, trying to finish off the Philadelphia Phillies, who couldn't get Red October going in Philly, and they're going to try to get it back to Philly by winning 2 in Los Angeles there. And that is baseball today, all 4 games. The viewing menu in a second. Tell us first, Brownie, about our friends at Talladega Super Speedway. It's time to go racing again.
It is. It is coming right up about a week from Friday. In fact, definitely a week from Friday. Talladega Super Speedway, Yellowwood 500 weekend. You can get your spot in the grandstand, in the infield, in the camping area by going to TalladagaSuperspeedway.com or calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Go get that high-banked, just the most fantastic racing you will ever see at Talladega.
On a high bank, right?
On a high bank, Jim, in 4 of those corners anyway. You've also got the straightaway. You've got the dog leg. You can see all of that right there.
We call it a tri-oval.
Tri-oval at Talladega Super Speedway, 877-GO-TO-DEGA or TalladagaSuperspeedway.com.
And Michelson Laser Vision. Look, if you're struggling with the vision, you don't want to deal with the contacts anymore, stop procrastinating. Make the phone call that I made over 2 decades ago, 205-969-8100. Very important. Ask for Amy. Tell the next round sent you. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. For more information, MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Tonight in theaters, one night only, the original Friday the 13th. So if you're looking for a classic slasher movie, you can go out and see it in the theaters if you've never gotten the chance before. And if you want to stay home tonight and still watch a classic slasher movie, AMC is showing Nightmare on Elm Street at 7 p.m. And if you want something more lighthearted, Netflix has got a new show out today called Is It Cake? Halloween edition. So
let me ask you this. Your favorite John Carpenter film, and there's a reason I'm asking.
Oh, I really like They Live. I like The Thing. I like the original Halloween as well, but there's other entries of Halloween.
You like Christine?
Christine's pretty good.
So I go back. So yesterday, me and Bo were out, and we're talking to a client, and we're in this sports bar, and every TV is on the exact same thing, and it was on AMC, and John Carpenter's 1982 The Thing comes on. And I was like, I want to watch this movie tonight. I ultimately didn't, but that is one of my favorite sci-fi movies. So good.
It's incredible. Keith David finally got his recognition on the Walk of Fame about a month ago, by the way. Really cool
Keith David, just from Something About Mary to Dead Presidents to The Thing. Very underrated actor.
Yep. And finally, over the weekend, I was scrolling through YouTube, couldn't find really anything that really interested me. Forgot they had movies on there, and one popped up in my recommended, and it was Falling Down, free with ads. So I decided, I'll kill an hour and a half, and I watched that over the weekend.
Yep, good flex.
He needed a daily devotional.
Yes, he did. He was wound up.
That's what Tyler is watching. Brought to you by our friends at Michelson. Brandon Marcello on the other side. Tonight you can see these guys down at Odie's for trivia night.
Odie's Team Trivia every Wednesday. The original location in Crestline. There is a location in Edgewood right there on Broadway. But stop in. Enjoy the great food from Rodney Davis. Been doing it for over 35 years. The award-winning wings, delicious sandwiches like the Diablo sandwich, great burgers. Stop in, get the ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. But Odie's Team Trivia, original location tonight, 8 o'clock. Get there early. It's a Birmingham institution, Odie's Tavern.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shannara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple-header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't-miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you,
Let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459 exit 31 Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Man, you know what's good on game day? The great taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Because fan work is thirsty work. You know what would go good with Hutchins Barbecue as well? A good ice cold Coca-Cola.
Oh, I've never even heard of Hutchins, but I'm craving it right now. I can smell it.
Me too. I mean, I'm seeing the hat on Brandon Marcella, and I'm like, the hat looks like a great barbecue place.
You know who's not seen the hat till just now? Our audience. They're like, what in the crap is Hutchins Barbecue? So, Brandon Marcella, we were watching you in the preview screen. You weren't doing anything untoward. But you have on a Hutchins Barbecue hat. Give us more on Hutchins Barbecue, Brandon Marcello.
It's good. It's in Texas.
It's in where?
It's in Texas.
It's in Texas. It's in Dallas, Dallas area. Heard a lot of great things about it. Finally went this past summer. It's very, 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 very good.
So Terry Black's or Hutchins?
I like Terry Black's. Terry Black's is good.
I've never been.
Oh, yeah. You need to try Terry Black's. Austin, Dallas, there's several of them. A lot of people, Franklin and Austin, a lot of people, they wait in line for that. And I had several people tell me, don't mess with that, go to Terry Black's. It's just as good and there's no line. And they were right. And it was fantastic.
Yeah, I will tell you, I like hats. So I'm not a connoisseur of barbecues, but I like good hats. So you chose right. I like that hat. It's a good-looking hat.
Bald people like us usually do.
Yeah, true.
We got a lot we want to cover with you, but I'll do what we talked about most recently. Win or lose for Indiana, and I don't presume you have their schedule memorized, but they are at Oregon. Win or lose, they play Wisconsin, Purdue, and UCLA among their final 6 games. That's 3 awful football teams. This is a huge game for Indiana, but they almost feel like they have a game in hand, Brandon, to do this in back-to-back years, which would seem like astronomical odds that they could pull this off.
Yeah, and with Penn State already losing and probably going to lose again, it sets up well for Indiana despite the strength of schedule discussion. I said in the preseason that I thought only 3 Big Ten teams would get in. At the time, I said it was Ohio State, Penn State, and then a third wild card of Indiana or Illinois. Well, Oregon has surpassed my expectations because of, I thought they were just too young and they would struggle early in the season, especially when they had to go to Penn State early. But that got flipped on its head. So right now, to me, it looks like it's Oregon, Ohio State, and Indiana. As much as we talk about strength of schedule and all that, it's still very advantageous if you're in the Big Ten or SEC to schedule relatively easy. And if you can get a break in your conference scheduling, even the better. And it's even better for Indiana, to be quite honest, if they don't make the Big Ten championship game. You don't have to play an extra game and potentially lose it.
Brandon, it is no surprise there are 3 SEC teams in the top 6. The surprising thing is the 3 teams: Ole Miss, A&M, Oklahoma. Of those 3, who do you believe in the most? Gun to head, one of these 3 has got to be in the college football playoff. Is it Ole Miss, A&M, or Oklahoma?
Oklahoma, if John Mateer stays healthy. I've seen them, I've got some bias there just because I've seen them play in person twice this season. I think Mateer has just been a complete game changer for them offensively. They've got a great defensive line. I think they're going to tear up Texas's offensive front this week in Red River. I really like Oklahoma this year. If John Mateer stays healthy, A&M though, I think with A&M, we just all kind of sit back and I think we're all kind of like, well, let's wait till what happens in November, because it seems like that's when they always fall apart. It doesn't matter who the coach has been, Kevin Sumlin, Jimbo Fisher, even Mike Elko last year. But A&M looks like it's got some of the pieces together. I was asked earlier this week, who's the best team in Texas? And I barely got Texas Tech edging out A&M because Tech has the more complete defense, and they're able to get to the passer a little bit easier. But A&M, analytically and everything you look at, looks like a playoff team this year.
Listen, I know you're not an ethologist.
What?
An ethologist. But do you know if elephants only remember good things in the past? Because the Alabama fans I'm around, they don't remember this Florida State game at all. They're just all moving forward right now. This the elephant say is Alabama's mascot.
What did you Google? What is an elephant expert called?
People that understand animal behavior are ethologists.
Gotcha.
I thought elephants don't forget.
Yeah, they don't forget. They don't forget.
That's my question to you: is how come Alabama fans forget the bad stuff and only remember the good stuff?
Because of the playoff era. And also because it's not a conference game. So you get those two things, you can erase that quickly. You can afford a loss early in the season, especially early in the season. It's better to do so early in the year, get that down. And then also I think it's just very clear, I'm sure, to Alabama fans, the way they've been playing, they look so much better, especially defensively. You got Ty Simpson throwing the ball and slinging it around. If Bama was undefeated right now, if they had beaten Florida State, Ty Simpson would be in that Heisman Trophy conversation, in my opinion. And I think potentially if they continue to win out here the way I think they will, he'll be in the Heisman conversation near the end of the year, because of all the numbers, the splits you look at with him, he's been just absolutely wheeling and dealing. And, yeah, I find it very easy and relatable that Alabama can easily forget that Florida State game, because you get that help because of the playoff era. You can lose a game early in the season and still be fine as long as you bounce back. And they've bounced back perfectly so far.
Brandon Marcello is with us at B. Marcello. You see him on CBS Sports, and follow him on social media and go like all of his content there. Does great video work and good work for CBS Sports at B. Marcello on social media. He's with us on the Alexander Shinora Trial Attorneys Hotline. Lance made it his upset alert yesterday. I like it too. Tennessee is a 12.5-point favorite against Arkansas. That is and Brandon is smiling like he might like it too. That is a program you have gotten very close to. It's in your backyard there. Give me the scenario in which Bobby Petrino ends up with this job full-time. Does that exist?
Yes, I'm actually writing a story about that. Been working on it for the past week and a half. I can't wait to publish it. We got some interesting stories.
I can't wait to read it. That was a heck of a tease right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it. I'm so excited. I'm elated. I got some access on something.
What a sell! Anyway, I love this.
I saw a piece of Arkansas history in person that's related to Bobby Petrino.
That can only be the neck brace.
Or the motorcycle.
So. Yeah.
Or the co-head.
You'll find out at CBSSports.com.
Could be a torn pair of jeans.
I mean, there's a lot of things it could be. This is fascinating.
Bloodied motorcycle boots.
I am so ready for this story now.
Yeah, your question. I'm not so confident that they're going to upset Tennessee. The defense is just terrible. They've changed some things. They've even changed their base defense under their interim defensive coordinator, Chris Wilson, who you guys might remember was formerly the coordinator at Mississippi State when they got things rolling under Dan Mullen way back when. But the talent level and the depth is just not there defensively. The linebackers are the absolute weak point for them. They don't quite have a good pass rush. I've been hearing that they're probably going to try and move some guys around along the defensive front, moving guys inside and outside that just didn't quite fit in the scheme to begin with. So that gives me a pause for concern because we know Tennessee can score a lot of points anyway, and against this Arkansas defense, it concerns me. But offensively, you know that they're going to get ramped up. The problem is, though, the last 6 quarters for them, Notre Dame and then the second half against Memphis, they've only scored 16 points.
Yeah.
So something's off there, too.
Yeah, who was that offensive coordinator? It was Bobby Petrino. Yeah.
So, but I also think part of that was I'm not so sure that players were all kind of bought in because heartbreaking losses in the final 2 minutes to Ole Miss and Memphis on the road where they easily could have won those games. All of a sudden, they're 4-0. This Arkansas team is better than what their record shows, but their defense is just atrocious, and you can't fix that overnight. They had a bye week. Long-winded answer. I don't think they finished within a touchdown of Tennessee this week.
I do love the way when he's teasing the story, we all think like Arkansas has their version of the Smithsonian, the Soothonian, and that we walk into this museum of Arkansas history and there is a neck brace in a glass case that we just think that's existent in the wild.
Do you put the Sugar Bowl hat right on top of it?
Yeah.
Like his head was in there?
Yeah, so I can't wait to see what this story is. But if you're ever in Fayetteville, go check out the Soothonian.
So Brandon, you covered the Auburn Tigers back in the day, and they've got a big one on Saturday night, and things haven't gone well for Hugh Freeze. If they lose this game, they'll be 0-3 to start the conference schedule for 3 consecutive years. Kirby has owned Auburn 9-1 against the Tigers. Cam Newton's going to have his jersey retired Saturday night. It will be a hell of an atmosphere. Do you think Auburn's got enough to push this Georgia team out and get this, I guess, the biggest win in Hugh Freeze's 3 years at Auburn?
I think it's possible, but nothing gives me signs that that's going to happen. It's baffling to me. They've got a top 5 receiver core, I think, in the country, and they have been unable to utilize it all really this season because partially Jackson Arnold, but mostly that offensive line. That offensive line has been a complete disappointment. I was getting reports in the offseason saying it's the best offensive line they've had since like 2017. It's been very long. We all know that's really what they've struggled with. But you couple that with just Jackson Arnold's reluctance to get rid of the ball, and then also just some of the scheme things they're working in that just don't seem to be working toward his strengths. I don't have much confidence they're going to be able to mount that upset. But with it being in Jordan-Hare and the atmosphere, I give them a shot there. But if they can't throw the ball against Georgia, they're gonna get beat. It's Auburn's one of the more frustrating teams in the SEC this year because they've got the pieces to be so much better than they are offensively, and yet they just can't figure it out. I mean, it's like having a Ferrari out there at receiver, and you've got a truck driver driving it and sitting in there watching DVDs on his built-in screen and spitting in his spit cup and everything. Like, what are we doing? Jackson Arnold, I think. I was at the OU game, and he got sacked 9 times. And I would say at least half of those sacks were his fault, not the offensive line. Just holding on to the ball too long. That's been his issue his entire career. It was his issue at OU last year. They got to change that. They've got so many great weapons at Auburn this year. They should be much better than what they're showing right now.
I'm glad you mentioned you were at the A&M game because I'm still waiting to see what A&M is. I was so impressed with their offense at Notre Dame. Then they did what they did to Auburn. Here comes Florida. We had our buddy Forrester in the back had AI yesterday of Billy Napier opening a casket and popping up out of a casket. He's back from the dead yet again. Can Billy Napier keep this thing going this year? And it starts at Texas A&M this weekend.
I don't think so. They might beat A&M. I don't believe, in my opinion, I don't think Billy Napier is going to be the head coach at Florida next season. He's practically going to have to be perfect from here on out to keep his job. It's too much pressure to make a change there. They've already got people in mind, boosters and stuff like that there. I'm certain of who they want to come in and replace them, who they feel good about being able to go get. But they might not make that change until the end of the season. But Napier has no breathing room right now. He's had so many second chances, and then he wins a game and he's able to kind of breathe a little bit more. He's going to have to win a lot of these remaining games to even have a chance to keep his job, in my opinion. I think we're in the death throes here.
All right, follow Brandon on social media at BMarcello. You'll see when he drops the story or when CBS Sports drops the story that he has written. We have gotten an amazing tease from him. This is intriguing. On this history with
That'll
Petrino.
Be completely underwhelming to everybody.
No. I can't wait to see what you've uncovered here.
Yeah, betting favorite's the brace. Second betting favorite is the motorcycle.
I like when Lance said the co-ed. Lance said the co-ed. That could be. All right.
Who said it's exactly related to Petrino, though?
Oh, that's a good point. You just said a piece of Arkansas football history. Isn't that what you said?
Could be John L. Smith.
Arkansas football history.
Yeah.
Could be Chad Morris.
Could be Chad Morris. Yeah, where's he been? Where's that?
It could be that lost SEC win that he never had.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I couldn't find that one.
I forget who. I think Arkansas won the game. It could be the dial-up phone that Richard Nixon called him on and gave him the national.
Back in '69, right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There you go. Okay. All right, could be anything. We'll find out when the story drops. CBSSports.com. At B. Marcello on social media. Brandon, thank you very much for the time. It is always a pleasure talking with you, my friend.
All right, see you guys.
All right, buddy, take care. Brandon with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline.
Yeah.
If you want to look great heading to the stadiums, got to grab them, Jim. The high school football games, the college football games, glasses from Breakline Optics help you do just that. BreaklineOptics.com. Code TNR30 helps you save. These things are built to last. They are built by people that love being outdoors, and they are built to withstand what you run into outdoors. And I can tell you from personal experience, I've loved my Breakline Optics glasses. You will as well. TNR30 helps you save 30% on your order right now at BreaklineOptics.com. They are also part of our Pick 3. They are giving away a prize pack each week to one of the Pick 3 winners that we draw at random. So you can see more there at BreaklineOptics.com. And, of course, my iPad is frozen when I'm about to tell you who the winner was. So you will have to give me one more second, and I will continue to talk in this scene-song way I'm talking. I got it right here. Well, I was going to tell you what they win real quick. Breakline Optics, not just a prize from them, but also some Miss Rubin's seasoning, a gift box with each of the flavors there, and some merch from State Traditions, a hat, sticker, T-shirt, tumbler, stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah, very, very good gift, and congrats to this week's winner, Grant Willman. Grant Willman is this week's winner, and you can be a winner of Breakline Optics too. Code TNR30 at BreaklineOptics.com to save 30%.
And our friends at Woodhouse Day Spa.
Woodhouse Day Spa. I got caught up in that spot just listening to
all
all
the great filling time.
My favorite part was the middle 2 minutes of it.
Yeah, I was trying to get Tyler to take us to break early, 10 minutes again.
You were about to fake me out again.
I know. Hey, treat to somebody to the gift of luxury from Birmingham's best day spa. It is the Woodhouse Day Spa located at the Summit Shopping Center's beautiful location up there. Stop in, see Stuart and the great staff. Pick up a gift card, or you can order 24/7 online. Birmingham.woodhousespas.com. woodhousespa.com. Let them choose from a menu of over 70 options, including massages, body treatment, skincare, waxing, nail service. The Woodhouse Day Spa, America's best day spa since 2009. Again, stop in or order online, birmingham.woodhousespas.com.
Hey, the portal rules are changing. So when we start thinking about coaching changes coming up, one thing that's going to change, one portal season, we already knew that, it's going to be January 2nd through the 16th. If your team's still playing in the national championship, your window doesn't open until after your season is done. But here's the key. Now, when you change coaches, the portal window is just 15 days, not 30.
Okay.
And it doesn't open until 5 days after the firing. So there is a chance that you can fire a coach and hire a coach before your players have to hit the portal.
Now, is this, I assume you know this, does this cover coaches retiring and
any coaching change?
Any coaching change,
Yeah,
okay.
any
So it's not just a firing.
So
okay.
guys can't leave for a full 5 days after.
They can't officially go into the portal to where they're open to be contacted, but we know that there's tampering. But if I fire Lance Taylor or Billy Napier, there's 5 days before I can hit the portal and leave. Let's go back to it.
You know what this does?
Let's go back to the Nick Saban situation. Alabama had Kalen DeBoer hired before that 5 day window opened up. Would Caleb Downs had stayed? Would some of these guys not have left if they'd known Kalen DeBoer? If you like the next guy, if Clemson and Dabo Swinney part ways. There's 5 days that Clemson could get a new coach in place.
Significant. What this is going to bring about is more tampering. So let's just
it is.
Let's hypothetically look at the Auburn situation. If Auburn makes a decision this season that they're getting rid of Hugh for whatever reason, wouldn't it be wise for them to go on and have John Summerall in their pocket?
It would be.
Where you can, coach is fired, and almost immediately, within a day or two, this is our guy.
Yeah. Well, that is always the goal, right? That's what,
But you can't name that in season with some of these guys.
Season,
So you wonder if instead of the Sam Pittman situations with this new rule, if you'll just wait, because what does an interim coach really do for you anyway?
That's what made me think of this when he said Billy Napier probably wouldn't get whacked during the season. They'd wait until after the season.
Yeah, I'm going to pull back now on me saying that based on this, seriously, on Hugh Freeze getting whacked if they get run out by Georgia this weekend, which I don't think they will.
Keep in mind, not only did Arkansas open the door to the portal by firing Sam Pittman midseason, I think they paid $3 million more in a buyout. All they had to do was wait for him to get 500 or below, and his buyout dropped. He had a weird contract that the buyout was impacted by him being over 500 as a coach.
Right.
And I think he only needed 2 more losses. Well, you think they're not taking one. I guess this was the gamble, is he gets hot. But most people think they're taking one Saturday against Tennessee. They had another tough game after that. So, I don't know that you can do anything to slow down coach firings. I agree with you, Lance. In real world, this would slow a coach firing down. But when these boosters turn on the coach, I don't think there's anything that can satiate their desire to get rid of that coach.
Yeah.
Arkansas paid more to get rid of Pittman 2 weeks early, basically.
But it was only $3 million.
Only $3 million. Yeah. Mark, what could that do for you in the NIL?
It does a lot. USA Today, Mark Giannetto has a story today on unique buyouts. And we always think about what a school has to pay to get rid of a coach, what the coach is pulling in. Like Mark Stoops will be owed $38 million, that side of the buyout. But what we're talking about here is if you got an opening to get a coach away, like Alabama had to pay a significant amount to Washington.
The most on record of any buyout that a school paid another school to hire their coach, I think, was $10 million is what Alabama paid Washington.
He hinted that Florida may already have their guy in mind, and a lot of people think it's Lane Kiffin. Just $2 million is all Lane would owe.
Chump change.
Dan Mullen, or whoever hires Dan Mullen, would owe UNLV $6 million.
Are you kidding me? I can get Lane Kiffin cheaper than Dan Mullen?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Makes no sense.
But who is the greatest coach in their school history that you bring up almost weekly during football season now? Kurt Cignetti. You would have to pay, or Cignetti would have to pay, or the school that hires him away.
By the way, I think Dan Mullen's the greatest coach in Mississippi State history.
Yeah. $13 million is what Coach Sig would owe Indiana or the school that's hiring Coach Sig just to hire him away. And so that's more than DeBoer.
It is more than DeBoer, and I don't think that was his original contract either.
No, it's part of the new one he signed after last year.
They redid the contract last year, so I think this is the way college football contracts should work. When they redid the contract, they made him a long-term commitment as far as if you ever get fired, how much you get paid, and
they gave him a raise. He's making $8.3 million now.
So he got a raise, he got a bigger buyout, but in turn, he gave the school back a bigger buyout. Like in the event somebody wants me, you're going to benefit. That's the way it should work. It's insane. It's insane that a school is paying Lane Kiffin what they're paying him, and they only get $2 million if he takes another job.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, the fact that Jimmy Sexton.
It's a pretty common number. As I looked through these contracts, USA Today's read. I didn't look through them; they did. $2 million is about the average. That's almost boilerplate contract.
It's the Jimmy Sexton effect. I mean, he has done this, and it is just insanity that schools have agreed to this over the years. That I'm Ole Miss, and I've got a coach I really like to the point I'm paying him top 10 money, and in the event he jumps at a perceived bigger job, I only get $2 million. I mean, where does that make any sort of business sense? But none of these contracts make business sense. I mean, they were just the wild, wild west of when everybody was throwing money at head coaches, and you just agreed to anything they ask.
By the way, according to Giannato's story, Dabo, if Clemson for some reason wanted to get rid of him, $57 to $60 million he's owed at the end of the year, so it's not going to happen. James Franklin is $48 million.
That's not going to happen.
Not going to happen. But again, I brought up yesterday.
And neither one of those guys, in my opinion, should be fired.
Yeah. But both of them, if they wanted to get out of their situations and go coach somewhere else, then they both could mutually agree to leave. And if you don't want that money, they have built-in $2 million clauses on leaving.
Don't see that happening.
Stoops is $38 million. He already says he's not leaving.
Don't blame him. Who wants him?
Could that happen, though? $38 million, you think?
No.
Didn't you say it's due in 60 days, too, right?
Yeah, within 60 days.
That's the mitigating factor.
Man, if I'm Mark Pope, I'm like, no.
Yeah, really.
Hugh Freeze is only $15.4 million. And it's not due at once. It's paid out in like a weekly paycheck.
Does that lessen at the end of the year?
At the end of next year, it's only $10 million, $10.5 million.
Not really significant.
Yeah.
I do think it drops at the end of the year. I think it's based on amount left on the contract.
And if you're wondering, Jimbo Fisher got $19.2 million instantly, and he's making $7.2 million a year through 2031.
What did he get instantly?
19.2.
Have you ever won one of those $20 scratch offs?
Yeah, love it.
19.2.
19.2 to walk out the door.
I mean, I get excited when I win a $20 scratch off.
I love when I get gifted a gift card. I got a gift card the other day, and they're usually like $25 or $50 for you doing something for some company or something. And I plugged it in. I was going to buy this hat, in fact, and it was $250. I was like, wow.
I like those hats a lot. I've got a USC one coming. I don't like the why did you not know it was on there?
I did not.
How did they not show that?
So turn sideways so that Scott can. So it's the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad, but I like just how clean the hats are.
Me too. It is a good hat.
Me too.
The patch isn't bad, but the hat will be better without it.
No. It's I did not like this patch when it showed up, and I was going to send it back and get.
I love they're celebrating like 50 great seasons. I mean, you've had a couple.
We've had a few, but it's a Buccaneer hat for those that can't see it. But Jimbo gets $7.2 million through 2031. Kirk Cinetti's only getting 8.3. He's doing a hell of a job at Indiana. Brent Key gets $4.5 million at Georgia Tech. Jimbo's getting almost double the money to sit on his couch or in the ACC network couch, while Brent Key, who's coaching his ass off at Georgia Tech, is making half the money Jimbo Fisher's making. And a guy we all think does a good job, Matt Campbell, is only getting $5 million. So Jimbo's making more than Matt Campbell.
Another best coach in the history, not even close for Iowa State. But
I've had people ask, and it's come up in the chat room as well, would Jimbo Fisher take the UAB job if it came open?
No.
There was a minute he was going to.
That was 25 years ago.
I know.
Yeah, when he was trying to just get his first
when he wanted
job.
to be a head coach and was going to take the job.
That was when he was an offensive coordinator for Nick Saban.
In
LSU. Like
it would have been a great hire then for UAB.
I know there's no offset language. I don't believe any of this Jimbo Fisher ever gets back in coaching. Why would you?
Yeah. That's what I've told people when they ask me about UAB. I'm like, not only UAB, I don't know if the guy will ever coach again. I mean,
because the jobs he's up for,
making a fortune.
Yeah, the jobs he's up for are not going to pay him $7.2 million.
Not one bit. No.
And a guy that you may know more about Friday night, that a lot of people, I know you guys do because y'all are sports, you know your sports, but Eric Morris, who coaches at North Texas, is only making $1.4 million a year. North Texas with a big Friday night game coming up.
Nobody talking about North Texas. Everybody's still talking about. They're talking about Tulane. They're talking about South Florida. They're talking about Memphis. Nobody's talking about me and
Davey. He could have that team in the playoffs.
That's right.
North Texas in the playoffs?
You guys are talking. Yeah. South Florida and North Texas Friday night play each other. And everybody's still talking about USF. If in Denton, North Texas wins that game Friday night, people will know Coach Eric, not from Friday Night Lights, but this Coach Eric of North Texas. 6:30 ESPN 2. Coming up Friday night in a big American game. All right, 4 downs and a lot more college football still to get to. Show being brought to you by a couple of great folks. Our friend Dr. B is one of them. Tell us about Dr. B.
Dr. B, absolute best in the business. If you're starting to thin out a little bit, you want to be preemptive. You want to maintain what you've got. You want to grow some back. Dr. Beckenstein can help you out. He's helped me out. I get that do the non-invasive treatment 3 times a week, 30 minutes each time on the couch. Did it last night. My hair is more than doubled in thickness. Make the call that I made, 205-319-0316. Tell his staff the Next Round sent you. For more information, you can always go online, t3hair.net. T3's got that test. It's easy, painless, affordable. Takes seconds to perform. It's going to show which medicines and compounds will specifically work for your hair loss. Men and women ordering products online don't even know if they work. Stop wasting your money and critical time while you're losing hair on treatments that aren't working for you. Go see Dr. B and that great staff. Find out what will work. 205-319-0316 or t3hair.net.
If you have not checked out Alabama Power's new customer tools, you are missing out. They are absolutely free. They're easy to use, and they help you save money and manage your electrical service. They've got Rate Advisor, which is like a matchmaker for your rate plan. There's Bill Explainer that explains your bill in plain language. And there's Energy Assistant, connecting customers with savings programs and financial resources when they need it the most. Check out all 3 tools right now, alabamapower.com.
And you hear me talk about Weight of Wellness and these protein bars that I use to prevent bad snacking. This one, by the way, tastes like, remember the old Payday bars?
Love them.
Peanuts and peanut butter. That's what this protein bar is. It's one of the ways you can lose weight with our friends at Weight of Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Aplanforme.com. Aplanforme.com. No contracts, no sign-up fees. Your first consultation is free. I use the protein bars. There's meal replacements. There are other ways to jumpstart your weight loss, including injection therapy. Go let Leslie and her board-certified team help you out right now. Aplanforme.com. It's Weight of Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shannara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
I'm gonna give you a second tender moment of the day here.
Wow, super tender.
Brought to you by Bojangles. Tell us about Bojangles.
Yeah,
this one maybe not so tender.
Oh, okay. So it's an anti-tender moment?
Yeah.
Well, we're pro tenders at Bojangles. Those chicken tenders are fantastic. Hand-breaded chicken tenders with all the dipping sauces. And it's a great idea for your tailgate or your college football watch parties. On your way to school tomorrow or work tomorrow, you're taking the kids to school, swing by and get that pork chop griller biscuit. It is back, that buttery biscuit with that great pork chop in between. And it's there for a limited time. You've missed it. It has missed you. The pork chop griller back for a limited time at Bojangles. Make it bow time.
I had a good pork chop grilled last night.
Did you? Did you do it yourself?
Course. Yeah.
I like a pork chop.
Yeah.
I've always said a pork chop properly done, to me, is as good as a steak.
Yep.
Most people would turn their nose up that.
No, it was so well done, and we had some really well done. I think they were kidney beans.
By well done, you mean properly done?
Properly done, yeah. Seasoned perfectly.
I like kidney beans.
Had a little scoop of rice and had a little scoop of applesauce to go with it.
Applesauce with a pork chop's great.
Yeah.
Or the chutney apples.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll give you a little, if you like that taste, there is a barbecue sauce. It's Reuben Teague's barbecue sauce, and they do a smoky apple, which is fantastic on pork chops.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. With a little tip there. Smoky apple flavored barbecue sauce. Good on pork chops.
And we had Maggie made these homemade cookies that were delicious last night. A little scoop of vanilla ice cream.
Did you get a scoop of chocolate, scoop of vanilla,
Oh,
Jim?
my God, what a meal it was. And I'm telling you, I capped it off with a little shot of Hennessy. It was, I'm kidding. Did you see LeBron James's commercial?
What a setup.
This is my anti-tender moment of the day, because the Lakers have basically said he calls his shots and whatever, and he sets up on his social media it's time to make his second biggest decision ever. And the second biggest decision ever, and they had this set up, and then that was the tease, and then he dropped the rest of the video. His second biggest decision ever was choosing Hennessy.
And
it was a liquor commercial.
Everybody thought he was going to retire.
Yeah,
that
or
was
he
the
was going to leave.
speculation. I didn't think that's the way LeBron would do it.
I think the Snoop Dogg advertisement from about a year ago is what really made people turn on this campaign when he was doing a lighter ad or a grill ad, and he was like, I'm going smokeless.
I'm going smoke-free.
Yeah.
I remember that. It was one of those smokeless.
He's back Olympic coverage. Have you noticed?
He's a. I mean, I'd throw Jameis Winston on there with him too. Both of those are entertaining on TV. A little Hennessy from LeBron James, little fake out there. Before we get to four downs, speaking of good cuts of meat, our friends at New York Butcher Shop gives you that, LT.
Last night, I was telling Brown I had the blackened chicken Alfredo. Absolutely fantastic every single time. Stop in, see Jim and that great staff. There are two locations, the original Cahaba Heights, the newest location, Highway 119 in Greystone, from the fresh meat, specialty items, deli sandwiches, smoked meats, fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts, one-stop dinner shop, two locations again, rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
Our friends at Talladega Super Speedway are going to bring you four downs. Like if a four downs question was better time, race at Talladega on Sunday or most anything else you could do, I would say easy. Better time, race at Talladega on Sunday. If you live in Alabama for any amount of time and have never been to a race at Talladega, you're cheating yourselves. That's all I can tell you. I don't care if you're a NASCAR fan or not. It is a spectacle to behold. Yellowwood 500 weekend is next weekend at Talladega. 877-GO-TO-DEGA, TalladagaSuperspeedway.com for tickets. Reserve your spot in the grandstand, the camping area, the infill, the Whiskey Myers concert, all by calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA or at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com.
First down.
Which touchdown plus dog do you feel better about winning outright? Indiana on the road in Alton taking on Oregon, or Florida continuing the Billy Napier Save Job Tour in College Station?
By the way, the 16th and 17th time I watched Billy Napier popping out of that casket yesterday, and I watched it many times last night after dinner. I sat there and watched it, and I thought to myself, that is so funny. This was Forrester's upset alert yesterday.
Yeah, the Gator eating the Yale crew was my favorite until Billy Napier comes up.
When he pops up,
that look on his face.
I mean, I laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. So good. Gosh, I'm starting to really buy into Indiana winning this game. So the correct answer probably is Florida. Yeah, I probably should have drawn a duck in my whacked out Wednesday.
I think it probably is Florida. Florida now seems whole, and DJ Lagway, if he plays with confidence, I don't know why I'm not buying A&M as a team that can win the national championship.
Well, you should on pass rushing. Let me tell you, that Cassius Howell kid got after it last week, had 3 sacks. And they have a couple other dogs that'll get after you, twitchy guys, really ballers, football players, dudes, if you will.
Coaches on the field?
Yeah, and I think they can get bring back old, bad DJ Lagway. The possibility is there, but I'll go Florida.
I mean, you could discount it like, Florida did this against a struggling Texas team. The thing that wasn't struggling for Texas was their defense. It was playing all out, and Florida had their way with it.
I don't know about you guys. That was a tough window for me on Saturday.
It was. A lot of good games.
But it was the game that almost immediately I felt great about as far as Florida plus the 5.5 points. I never thought Florida was going to lose that game.
Yeah, in that window, that was the same window as Alabama and Vandy and Penn State and – or was it? Or were they?
Yeah,
it was that same window. Yeah. I just don't think Florida can do it back to back. But I know I sound like Dunaway here. I just doubt Indiana in these big games. I think Cignetti can win everything else, but these really, really big ones like this.
Yeah, I just rolled across this. Indiana all time against top fives.
Oh, it's got to be miserable.
They've played 73 games against top 5 teams in the history of the Indiana program.
I'm going to say 1 in 72.
I'm going to say 2.
1 in 72.
I mean, history's history for a reason. I know this is the best coach they've ever had, and he's changing this program a little bit. But even last year, in the best season they've probably ever had as a football program, their biggest win was a very average Michigan team.
Well, we brought this up with Klatt, though. When they rolled into the horseshoe, it was a little bit different. They did seem overwhelmed. It was multiple mistakes on special teams. So maybe that moment prepared them for a bigger moment.
Yeah.
This coming Saturday, but I think it's tough sledding there.
I'm going to have to go Florida. Don't feel great about it, but I'll go Florida.
Second down.
More wins moving forward. Joe Flacco with the Cincinnati Bengals or the Auburn Tigers?
What is Auburn right now? 3-2?
Mm-hmm.
Again, not to confuse, but this is moving forward. This is legitimately moving forward, yeah.
Okay. And Cincinnati's got 11 games left. Is that right? Or 12?
That's right.
Yeah.
No, they've got 12.
12 games left.
There we go. There's Auburn's schedule.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go Auburn. I don't know that Auburn's going to have a great finish, but I just don't have any faith in Joe Flacco. I mean, again, you just signed a guy the Browns benched.
I could see Auburn 5-2 down the stretch, finish 8-4, and 5 more wins.
We put them at 5-7. I don't think Auburn's good. See, I would go Auburn more 3 or 4 moving forward, and then I think it gets interesting because you do have the Cleveland Browns coming up.
Yeah, but at some point, Burrow could be back.
Could be.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take Auburn.
If I'm just going strictly Flacco wins, though,
I'd put that at 4.
Yeah.
I think this is a great move for Cincinnati.
Do you really?
Yeah, compared to what they had.
People are saying statistically he was only one spot in front of Browning, of Jay Browning.
Guess what he didn't have? Jamar Chase.
He did not have Jamar Chase, and that is a game changer. Well, this is bad, but I think I'll go Auburn in this one.
Third down.
Justin says in the chat room, only one of the two teams has a quarterback that can throw a forward pass, and that's Joe Flacco.
Yeah. Joe Flacco will at least let go of the ball.
That's right.
Chevy Chase, 82 years old today. Speaking of Jamar Chase, better career, Chevy Chase, Jamar Chase.
I mean, I think right now it's Chevy Chase. I think Jamar Chase could change that. He's had a really good start to his career, but, I mean, Chevy Chase, Saturday Night Live, really put Saturday Night Live on the map.
Mount Rushmore of Saturday Night Live, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that crew is what really launched the show. The Vacation franchise is one of the greatest comedy franchises of all time, between original Vacation, Christmas Vacation, some like European, some like Vegas, most like European more than Vegas. I think I'll go Chevy Chase in this one.
Yeah, I saw it. It's so weird that, I put this in, and then this morning this feed pops up, and it's Chevy Chase on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson and Richard Pryor from the early 80s. And Richard Pryor apparently didn't like Chevy Chase.
Oh, really?
Well,
because they were on Saturday Night Live together.
It was very uncomfortable.
They weren't?
Richard Pryor was not a Saturday
He was never on Saturday Night Live?
I don't think he was.
No.
Well, maybe he was a guest host.
He was a guest host. But he brought up, Richard Pryor was like, Chevy, you want to talk to Johnny about wanting to steal his job and take this show over? And then he said something about Richard's kid. It was just very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
A movie I like more than probably most people of Chevy Chase is from my childhood. If I went back and watched it now.
Oh, I watched it last night.
If
you're about to say Fletch.
Oh, I love Fletch.
I went back and watched a little bit of it last night.
No, I think people like Fletch. I'm going to name one that I think people kind of scoff at, but I loved it as a kid. But Fletch, and I liked Fletch Lives almost as much as I liked Fletch. I thought Fletch Lives was hilarious.
It was good.
Yeah.
The original Fletch, wow.
But Spies Like Us with he and Dan Aykroyd. Loved it as a kid. I thought that was hilarious.
But Chevy Chase is one of those like Modern Problems, Foul Play. I loved all these movies as a kid. Going back and watching them, I'm like, these are awful movies.
But I still can watch Christmas Vacation and love it. I can watch Caddyshack and love it. I can watch Fletch Lives and loves them. I'll go Chevy Chase.
I'm going to go Jamar.
By the way, Chevy Chase is the guy that came up with Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live. Still there.
Can't believe he's still alive at 82 with all the drugs he's done.
So Lorne actually came up with it, and he was going to host it himself.
Lorne Michaels was? What an ego move.
And then they were
Taylor Sheridan.
They were rehearsing it, and Lorne realized, well, I'm not that funny on camera. I'm not a star.
Yeah, all these guys are funnier than me. Yeah.
So he puts Chevy Chase in the role. He kills it in rehearsal immediately, and it becomes his segment after that.
Wow.
Yeah. Three Amigos, by the way.
Three Amigos, fantastic. Funny Farm. Michael throws out Funny Farm. That's a funny movie. He and
where's the Ram shirt in that one?
Is it Andy McDowell?
No. She's kind of an unknown. It was the chick that. Oh, if I pull this, it is Madeline.
Oh, if you're gonna give me her name, I got it.
Madeline.
You're almost there.
Dowd.
Smith Osborne.
Okay.
The fact that you could go Madeline, I'm going to give you credit though.
Yeah. She was Pam in Urban Cowboy.
But I mean, Griswold is still Clark Griswold is still Griswold Christmas. We still do that.
Oh
right?
yeah, I mean Christmas Vacation is timeless, just about.
Yeah, and who hasn't been on a putting green before being Ty Webb?
No.
And that was 1980.
Or you hit a bad
iconic
tee.
rolls.
Have you ever hit a bad tee shot? Say that's in the lumberyard, Danny.
Yeah, no.
Or if you're playing any sport, not just specific to golf, be the ball.
Be the ball.
Be the ball.
It's got to be the ball, Danny.
Be the ball. Yeah.
4th down.
Bruno Mars, 40 years old. Matt Damon, 55. Better career, ultimately, Matt Damon or Bruno Mars.
Remember I had Matt Damon in this one.
Bruno Mars, very talented guy. One of the few that have performed in back-to-back Super Bowls.
I think he could afford Lance's lock. He ought to probably subscribe.
Yeah, but I would go Matt Damon here.
Yeah, I think I would Matt
Yeah,
Damon.
I would go Matt Damon, too.
Yeah.
You like the random Stella commercial with him and David Beckham?
That is a weird commercial.
You're eating
Yes.
buffalo?
Yes.
That is our 4 downs today, brought to you by our friends at Culver's. Tell us about Culver's, Brownie.
Yeah, Culver's it's fresh for one thing. They're going to cook that fresh for you right there. The Butter Burger is terrific, voted best in America. And right now at Culver's, you can get that great flight. It's a mini flight of their concrete mixers. Now, listen, their concretes are fantastic anytime. But right now at the local Birmingham Culver's, you can try some of the cereal inspired from your childhood. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Lucky Charms, Cocoa Puffs, right there at Culver's. They are delicious. Go by for a limited time and get those and enjoy that Butter Burger, those great cheese curds, the amazing fries. It is a wonderful, wonderful meal at Culver's. Welcome to Delicious.
So how long ago was it when the Dallas Cowboys won their last Super Bowl?
1995.
Guess what else happened in 1995? Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the LASIK procedure in the state of Alabama back in 1995. A true pioneer. If you call around, you're getting the procedure done in the state of Alabama, everybody's going to tell you Dr. Mark Michelson is the guy you need to see. I did this back in 2003. Still have the 2015 vision, better than 2020. 205-969-8100 for more information. MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Let's hear cuts 10 and 11 from Eli Drinkowitz, Coach Drink, as Alabama goes to play Missouri. 1995 when Michelson started. 1975, last time Missouri beat Alabama. Both teams ranked as they play this weekend in Columbia. Back in, it's an 11 a.m. kick. Eli Drinkowitz gets asked on whether or not Florida State's game is a blueprint to how to attack Alabama.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a blueprint. I mean, you look at every game. We've looked at, the beauty of the bye week is to look at every game that they've played from last year, really starting with us and how they tried to defend us and did an excellent job. And then you look to see if there's common themes that people have tried to exploit. Obviously, Coach Malzahn has his own type of system in place, which creates a little bit of a challenge to try to replicate what he did. But I think the biggest thing is to watch the jump from week 1 to weeks 2, 3, 4, and they're really not even the same team. The way they played versus Wisconsin and Georgia and Vandy in comparison to week 1, it looks like a totally different team. Obviously, I think getting the big man back in the middle, Keenan, I think he is a complete difference maker for them. And I think that was big for them on the defensive side of the ball. But you can they know who they are. And then I think the offense has been a little bit more complementary to what they're trying to do on the defense side of the ball too.
We're going to have a spaghetti dinner in 2 months, and if you have not paid your dues yet, I still just can't believe he has become an elite coach. Now, he can't win on the road at a high level. That's kind of understandable when you're at Missouri, but they're playing their 6th consecutive home game. Their ability to run the football, to win first downs, we talked about this. I mean, they lead the FBS right now. They convert 62% of their third downs. And a lot of this is because Hardy is so good on first down.
They are statistically, Jim, the second best defense. He's talking defense there against Alabama. Statistically, the second best in the SEC. But what I'm about to say, I don't even think is an argument. I think what I'm about to say is just factually correct. I don't think it's subjective at all. Through the first month, through the first 5 games, however you want to put it, this is the least tested team in the SEC. Oklahoma.
That's fair.
Excuse me, Missouri, not Oklahoma, Missouri.
Fair.
Least tested team in the SEC. I really don't even think that's an argument when you look at who they have played.
Well, I mean, Kansas
is good.
And South Carolina.
They're good teams.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that was Lenore Sellers played the full game.
He did, and they barely won it. What was that, like 29-22, something like that?
29-20.
29-20?
Yeah, and beat Kansas 42-31.
Yep. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying, I think objectively, if you look at this, this is the least tested team to this point of the SEC
Yeah, if
schedule
this was kind of a one-off, if this was Missouri 3 years ago, I'd be like, I'm not buying this. But I've seen enough from Drink and from this Missouri program over the last 3 years to believe that they are a really good team at home.
I've got them at 17-6 home record in SEC play. You take out all the bad Central Arkansas and teams like that you play sometimes out of conference. 17-6 in SEC home games,
and that's not crowd related. That's a pretty sleepy environment.
Compared to other SEC venues,
compared to Tiger Stadium and Bryant-Denny and Jordan-Hare and places like that.
Yeah. So that's interesting. So too is the fact that Eli, who I picture as an offensive guy, loves to notice defensive things, and he loves to talk about Ty Simpson here on where Ty Simpson has improved the most as Alabama's quarterback as he broke down all the games.
Yeah, I think obviously the Georgia game and Vandy was extremely well done on their third down plan. The quarterback makes very good decisions, not easily deceived with disguise, unaffected by pressure, ability to escape. I think those three things make it really difficult to try to game plan a quarterback on third down. You kind of have to pick your poison. Like, if we play zone, he's going to pick us apart. If we blitz, he's going to stand in there and identify the one-on-one matchup and take it. So I think that's what they've been really good at. I think I'm pretty confident he had 3 scrambles for first down with his feet against Georgia. And then the first 2, he stared down the barrel of some blitzes and delivered. So, he's really good.
Yeah. It's a pick your poison really against Alabama's passing offense
right now, man. It's Ty Simpson's stock.
No, it is.
Keeps going up.
But
man.
You tell me, how many, if you're going to play straight man on Alabama, how many DBs in the SEC do you like against Jeremy Bernard's route running, and Ryan Williams' ability to stretch the field? And you got to have both those guys, right? If you're going to play man, you got to have both those guys.
And then the way Isaiah Horton is.
That's right. And Cuevas.
Physical. Horton's a physical receiver.
Yeah. Okay.
High pointer ball.
So I don't have those guys, so now I'm going to play zone. Okay. So now you're going to leave a lot of open green for Cuevas and Horton.
Jim Miller catching out of the back.
That's right. It is a pick your poison right now against that Alabama pass attack.
That's why Missouri leads the SEC running the football 55% of the time. They want to control clock. They want to keep that Alabama offense off the field.
Yeah, it's not 1997 anymore where we talk about time of possession like we used to. But this is one of those time of possession games where Missouri would love to just lean into their running game and just keep churning this thing out.
I bet Eli Drinkwitz has looked at this and he's like, if we can limit them to 63 to 67 plays, whatever the number is, and the way we do that is we will run the clock down a little bit, but just running the football.
Who do you think the top 2 teams in the SEC are in terms of time of possession?
Yeah, I would put Alabama 1 and Missouri 2.
All you need to do is flip those. Missouri is 1, Alabama is 2. Both these teams really – and you saw it. It's what won Alabama the game, really, against Vanderbilt. The Vanderbilt didn't touch the ball in the second half, hardly.
Yeah, and I thought Alabama in the first half killed Georgia in time possessions.
Oh, yeah. Massive drive after massive drive for Alabama. Those third down conversions in that game, that's going to help your time of possession, obviously.
By the way, in the red zone, Alabama 14th in the country, 23 of 24 scores in the red zone. 17 of those have been touchdowns. Now, this past week, they were 1 of 5. They scored in the red zone, but there were a lot of field goals. So going into that game, they'd been scoring nothing but touchdowns when they got in the red zone. Then they went 1 of 5 with some field goals. You don't want that to become a growing problem. You want to be able to get to the red zone and score touchdowns. And they have scored on 23 of 24, with 17 of the 24 being red zone touchdowns.
If I'm not mistaken, I think both the plays where I would say Ty Simpson held the ball too long were drives that had entered the red zone at that point. I know one of them was. I think both of them were.
Definitely positive territory.
Yeah. I think they were both in the red zone. I think they were both in the red zone, which would affect that stat, obviously.
Yeah. to show you stats sometimes don't matter. You have to always put them in context. Tied for the number one team of scoring offense in the red zone.
This could be Auburn?
Auburn, 14 of 14. But the stat there is they've only been to the red zone 14 times.
In 5 games.
Yeah, in 5 games. Alabama's been in there 24 times. Memphis has been in there 25 times. Georgia and Oregon have been in there 23 times. Auburn's only made it to the red zone 14 times. They've scored every time they've been there. Not all touchdowns, but they've scored every time they've been there. So they got to get back to the red zone.
Yeah, getting there. They do have a major streak going on. I brought this up a couple of weeks ago, so I don't feel bad about bringing it up again. Yeah, one individual has the 4th longest streak in SEC history.
Yep, that's Alex McPherson and point after touchdowns. Is that right? Nope.
Alex McPherson made field goals?
288 attempts without an interception, Jackson.
Wow.
I mean, he's tried.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you got to go back to September of last year.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're begging him to throw one.
I know. No, he's tried.
Yeah.
I mean,
he has tried.
A&M dropped one right in their hands.
But that's what's crazy. I think Auburn's got 1 turnover the entire year, and they're struggling like they are.
I know.
Top of the hour here. Before I tell you about Champies, Brownie, tell us about our friends at Central State Bank. Great folks at Central State Bank.
Yeah, it's just local people in Central Alabama. It is a bank that is big enough to serve you and all your needs, but small enough to know you. For more than 100 years, Central State Bank has built trust by staying true to what matters, and that's personal service, local decisions, and lasting relationships. Proud to be large enough to serve you, small enough to know you, rooted in community, driven by relationships. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
And it's officially 11 o'clock stadium time here on the next round, and they are ringing the lunch bell at Champies on Highway 119 in Alabaster, 11 o'clock Central Time, 12 on the East Coast right now, and that means it's Champies chicken time. Sterling and the crew on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Glad to welcome you in for lunch, dinner, anytime, tailgating food if you're heading to Jordan Hare this week, or if you're watching the Bama game. Go by champieschicken.com, put in that order, go through the easy pickup line right there in Alabaster and get that brined overnight, cooked to order, piping hot fried chicken. There's nothing like it anywhere that you're going to get, quote-unquote, fast food. But this is cooked to order, so it comes out piping hot. The Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. It's our friends at Champies, champieschicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
And as I told you, this hour always brought to you by our friends at Champy's and Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by and see Sterling and the crew down there. Those in-house made desserts and side items just go perfect with the hand-cut chicken fingers or the bone-on chickens, breasts and thighs and legs and all the great Southern comfort food, the po' boys and everything you get there with Sterling and the crew. Champy's Chicken, go by Highway 119 in Alabaster. Before we get back into college football and everything else going on, I love what the UFL announced yesterday. First of all, Birmingham keeps their team, and we're not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about it right here, but with the history of the spring sport and what Birmingham had done, winning the championships, and didn't win it last year, but important that the franchise stayed in Birmingham, and I'm glad they did that. They did move into 3 new markets, moving franchises around, taking teams out of San Antonio, Detroit, and Memphis, and moving them to Columbus, Ohio, Louisville, Kentucky, and Orlando. And I love all 3 of those moves, giving Louisville a chance to have a professional sports franchise. They'll play in their soccer stadium there, which is really cool, right there on the river in downtown. Columbus is the largest television market in the country without a pro football team. So that's a good. That's a good place.
They're not going to play that in the Horseshoe, though. I don't think. Right? They're playing in their soccer stadium.
They're playing in the Columbus Crew Stadium.
That would be a mistake trying to play that in the Horseshoe.
Orlando's going to play in a smaller stadium down in Orlando.
Because you did one of the spring leagues with Rick. Did you do the thing with Rick and Bubba? And they played in the Horseshoe, right?
I went up for the Birmingham. That was Birmingham Fire. I was there with the Ohio Glory.
And they played in the Horseshoe?
They played in the Horseshoe.
Yeah. Was it well attended?
No,
nobody there.
It was not. So Birmingham, St. Louis, Columbus, Louisville, and Orlando, 5 of the 8 teams. They're non-NFL cities. They do keep franchises in Dallas, Houston, and D.C. So that's the UFL. Birmingham keeps their franchise really cool, and the new markets that are on board, I know some folks are excited about that. Back to college football we go, and a new print on Daniel A. Moore after Brownie tells us about our friends at mybookie.ag, some betting lines as we start 49 days of football. But really we're looking at one specific betting line, the changing number of the Red River Shootout.
It is moved overnight, which we all think probably is an indication that the sharp guys out in Vegas think you're going to see a little John Mateer. It is currently Texas -1. Texas is a 1-point favorite. Very low total in this game, by the way, of 43. But Texas is a 1-point favorite in that game. The Alabama Crimson Tide, they are on the road early at Missouri. They are a 3-point favorite in that game to be played there in Como. And the Auburn Tigers at home with the Georgia Bulldogs. Night game at Jordan-Hare. Georgia a slim 3.5-point favorite, total of 46 in that game. You've also got college football tonight. Missouri State a 2.5-point favorite. Liberty a 1-point favorite. The NFL tomorrow night with that NFC East matchup. Philadelphia a 7-point favorite. And all the Major League Baseball right there at mybookie.ag. Code next round when you sign up to get that bet back bonus. You could see more on that by going to mybookie.ag. Code next round at mybookie.ag. Get that great bonus when you use code next round when you sign up at mybookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with mybookie.ag, code next round.
All right, so here is Brent Venables, by the way, giving us the latest update yesterday on John Mateer and whether or not he is going to gut this out in Red River.
Yeah, Brent, has John Mateer ramped up at all this week, and has he been able to throw the ball at all?
He's doing his normal protocol. He's done zero good-on-good work.
What is it about this injury that
I don't know. I'm just going to cut you off. I don't know anything about the injury. So I'm just, when they tell me he's available, I'll let y'all know.
Yeah, that's code for, first off, I don't know anything about the injury.
Lie.
Yeah, well, I don't know anything medical. I can't treat it.
I'm not a doctor,
but
Jim.
I know can he play, not play. And the key there, he has done no good-on-good work, which means ones versus ones.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of ones versus ones go on this time of year.
I was about to say
in practices.
Coach, let's run through the roster. How many of them have done good on good, right?
Yeah, look, if they're going to win this game, it's going to be with Venables and his expertise in this defense. They're only giving up a little over seven points per game, the number 2 scoring defense right now in the FBS. And you want Mateer in there because he is a guy that can make plays. And Hawkins, I don't know if I trust him against what is still a really, really, really good Texas defense.
And that's his biggest knock, his decision-making. Mateer better than Hawkins at decision-making. He lacks in that department at times. He doesn't throw the ball to the right place and to the right team.
And Oklahoma has owned this series. I mean, the last 16 Red River shootouts, they're 11-5.
I just can't believe that going into this game, if you had a healthy Mateer, I would certainly have more. And I'm going to go back to the offseason. I would have more confidence in Mateer over Arch Manning. I think we're unanimous in that feeling.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have been in the offseason.
No. I'm saying that's what's crazy is thinking about this back in the offseason.
I did.
Right now, Lance did. Right now, I'd have more confidence in Mateer over Arch Manning. And after Saturday, this past Saturday, I might actually have more confidence in Oklahoma's defense than Texas. After what I saw Saturday, if Mateer were starting, Mateer were starting for Oklahoma, a healthy Mateer, I think I might have more confidence in Oklahoma's defense having to stop Arch Manning versus Texas defense having to slow down Mateer.
Yeah, I mean, this Oklahoma defense, I know people are talking about it, but they have yet to allow over 300 yards in a game.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that.
Now, I don't know how many great offenses they played. They played Auburn's offense, which is not very good. And
that helps.
They've played a very pedestrian out-of-conference schedule with the exception of Michigan. I don't know how you guys feel about Michigan's offense. There's times it has been.
They can run the football.
Yeah, and they only had one big run. Justice Haynes had a home run against Oklahoma, and that was about it in the run game.
As we get back to Alabama at Missouri and Georgia at Auburn in our conversation here and our Whacked Out Wednesday coming up in a second, I want to remind you that part of the show is brought to you by our friends at Inverness Country Club. LT, tell us about the fine folks at Inverness.
Inverness Country Club, they have got memberships that fit absolutely everyone. If you're into the golf, you're into the pickleball, you're into just hanging out and entertaining friends and clients, they've got memberships that fit everyone. Maybe you relocated or retired. Inverness is a great place to network. Childcare is also a big plus. Maybe you want dinner with friends knowing your kid is safe on site. Massive plus. Maybe you work from home. What about working from the club while they watch your kid? Best days happen in Inverness. To take a tour of this club, call Erin. Tell her the next round sent you, 205-991-8608. You can always go online, iccalabama.com.
And our friends at the Pants Store, pantstore.com. Ladies, if you're ready for the fall weather that are hitting this weekend, like if you're going to Jordan-Hare Stadium, you're going to want some boots. I mean, don't go to Jordan-Hare Stadium without boots this weekend. Fall boots, going to be in the 60s during the game at night against Georgia. You want those fall boots on, you can get them at the Pants store, rompers and dresses and platforms. They've got them all there with free alteration and free gift wrapping as we approach the holidays. Great stores in Huntsville and Auburn and Tuscaloosa and all over the Birmingham area and online at pantstore.com. And always ready for game day for the guys with the polos and the hats and the quarter zips. From the name brands like Horn Legend, Cutter and Buck, Antigua and Gentile, nothing says War Eagle or Roll Tide like the Pants Store. Pantstore.com. Cut number 7, if you will, Tyler. Kane Womack. Key to Alabama, Missouri is stopping what with Missouri?
The run.
The run game. Here's Kane Womack, defensive coordinator for Alabama, talking about still stopping the run. Here's the Tide DC.
When you look at Missouri's offensive line, I think they've got great scheme. Drink has been running kind of that outside zone scheme since he was at App State. Does a really good job with it. They are able to create seams in the run game through different variation.
Yeah, he backed off really quick of explaining screws on screws, which is the old helmet on helmet.
That's right. Let's avoid that.
Yeah, let's go surface area here. But tackling is something I think Alabama's defense does really well when they're in the right position. They tackle really well, I think.
This was actually I would agree with you on that. And this was the game last year where it kind of turned for Alabama's defense. If you remember, they got a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
But they put the starters back in to preserve the shutout. And from that moment on last year, Alabama's defense played pretty well. It was really the one thing you ended up with confidence in Alabama football was their defense last year. And I would say for the most part this year, Florida State maybe being the exception, Alabama's defense has played to just about that level that we saw at the end of last year.
Now, the concern is, look, the second half was great against Vanderbilt, but the concern were a couple of the explosive runs,
That's right.
gashing. The first touchdown, I think it was 64 yards up the gut. And this is a Missouri team, if they're only getting 1 or 2 yards, they're going to continue to try to run it.
But in a sense, did you find a little consolation in the fact that they did hit a couple home runs, but in real time, Alabama was able to adjust and take that away? Doesn't that?
No, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
That helps you feel better, right?
Yes.
That Alabama was able to identify, and Vandy did nothing on the ground, pretty much after the second quarter.
Yes. I do find that comforting because I was upset in the first quarter with those 2 big gap breakouts, and then very little in the second, third, and fourth round. And I guess so much that they even stopped calling running plays for Vanderbilt. And they were really good at Georgia, except for a couple of big Bowers breakout runs or something. Stockton had a big one, just a handful. I think there were 4 long runs in the Georgia game. Other than that, kept them all right there in a box. Other side of concern for Alabama all season long has been Ryan Williams occasionally dropping a ball. Here is Ryan Williams, number 2, talking about what he's doing to prevent the drops.
Really just continuing to, stay on the jugs machine, continue to do the extra stuff, catching rugby balls, tennis balls, just focusing in on the ball and not the next move, like I said, because, trying to be the receiver that I want to be. I have to catch the ball before I can do all the extra stuff.
Yeah. 13 drops since the beginning of last year, the second most in the FBS. This is a massive problem because, 1 drop when you get into these one-possession games could be the difference in a game. And, I don't know. Behind the scenes, I'd be reaching out to the Amari Coopers of the world and the Julio Jones and, how can I get better?
Did you guys ever hear the story about Jerry? I think it was Jerry Rice. Pretty sure, 99% sure it was Jerry Rice, whose dad was a guy who would lay bricks, and he would help out.
Oh, yeah.
His dad.
Yeah.
And his hands got so strong because they would throw bricks up to him.
Yeah, Torrey Holt did it too from that.
And Jerry would catch the brick and help his dad. And this was as a kid growing up, but that's how he got better at catching and got stronger hands. And you couldn't miss the brick because you were causing more damage than you were doing if you missed the brick. And he would catch the bricks and with such firm grip, and it helped him in catching football.
Yeah, I would. That Alabama receiving corps is so talented that if you can get Ryan Williams to be a little bit more conscious of the drops and just how much better could this passing game be?
Yeah, you can still. This is It's almost like an oxymoron. You could still be a great receiver and have some drops.
Sure.
Because I remember Terrell Owens had a lot of drops.
Yeah.
And Terrell Owens is one of the best receivers we've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, and then the other side of that's Michael Irvin, who was the great receiver he was because he never dropped the ball, really.
I think Ryan maybe touched on it, Brown, on what's going on in his head when he's had a lot of these drops. And the one at Georgia, he was behind everybody. But, I mean, even one of his catches against Vanderbilt, you saw him go dead leg, stop, and then on the sideline, doesn't go out of bounds, doesn't. It makes that defender miss and get a few more yards like he did against Georgia.
It actually started out looking just like that Georgia play.
Same part of the field,
It
exactly.
absolutely was, yeah.
And I thought to myself, that's probably when he's dropping 75, 80% of these passes. He's already, as you heard him say there, probably thinking about, okay, after I make this catch, what is my move that's going to get this from being a 15-yard reception into a touchdown?
Because even against Georgia, as bad a game as he started out with there, he made a critical, I think it was a third down catch.
Oh, and got waxed.
Got popped. And those are the type you would think you would drop, right?
Right.
He's dropping the walk-in touchdowns occasionally, but, I mean, a difficult catch like that where you know you're about to get lit up, and he actually made that catch.
Back to Auburn in a moment. Whacked Out Wednesday in just a second. Before we hit that spotlight open, I want to tell you about our friends at Walk-Ons. Baseball all day long, starting here in about 2.5 hours. No better TV setup right here on Highway 280, also in Trussville and Greystone, than our friends at Walk-Ons, where you can swing by there, where it's game day every day, whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites. Walk-Ons is there in your community, your go-to for good times and wall-to-wall TVs, craft beer and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages. From the melty mozzarella logs to the Hall of Fame burgers, it's all right there at Walk-On. Stop by today or order online. Walk-On Sports Bistro, Trussville, Greystone, Stadium Trace. It's game on.
The College Football Spotlight.
It is the Shannara Spotlight. We do it every single day. He is headquartered right here in Birmingham, has been for more than 24 years, and it's a firm that has grown to more than 150 lawyers, supported by more than 500 dedicated team members, and they've recovered more than $2 billion. Maintaining Alexander's core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. $2 billion. When you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shannara.com, Shannara.com.
Whacked Out Wednesday. If we ever need to do a graphic open for Whacked Out Wednesday, I picture whack-a-moles.
Boom, boom. Okay.
Whacked Out Wednesday.
Right.
This came about a couple weeks ago where basically we're going to take a point spread that seems to be too small. Like if a team's favored by 7.5, you think they win by 25.
Yeah.
If they're favored by 10, you think they win by 30. This just gets whacked out. Oh, it's an out-of-whack line here.
Yeah.
Start us off, Brownie. Where are you going?
Y'all aren't keeping score on this, are you?
No.
I am. I'm 2-0.
Yeah.
I'm
1-1.
I've given you Duke destroying Syracuse. Ding. Last week, I gave you another one that I've forgotten right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Pitt destroying Boston College. Ding.
Oh, that thing.
45-0.
Yeah.
I gave you the easy winner, Alabama over Missouri last week. Alabama over Vandy last week.
Ding. They did cover.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the worst backdoor coverage you'll ever see, but they covered.
I mean, I called 37-13. It ended up being 30-14. That's pretty darn
so
close.
good.
Yeah.
All right. I need to ask you guys a question, though, as I start mine. And I'm going to show you this, and I want you guys to tell me what you see.
I see that.
What do you see here? Do you see the black dot or the FAU logo?
I see the black dot.
You
man.
see the black dot? You
Yeah.
don't see the FAU
No,
logo?
I see the FAU
Do
logo,
you?
yeah.
You see the FAU
Yeah.
logo? Tyler, what do you see here? You see the black dot or the FAU logo?
See, I listened
Look at those two TVs.
to what Trent Dilfer was trying to tell
Right,
us.
what was
You
he
got to
telling?
focus on the white space around it. That's the potential.
So you see the FAU logo there?
Yeah, I really do too, but I was going to play along with your bit. Unlike Lance, who wasn't going to buy in and say black dot.
I was asking you guys. I just wondered which one you saw. I think FAU blows their doors off. I think this is a UAB team, that is just not good.
Well, they've lost 14 straight road games.
14 straight road games. I think FAU is about a 5.5-point favorite, somewhere around there, if I'm not mistaken.
By the way, the Blazers giving up 40 points per game.
Yep, not very good defensively. When you're not very good defensively and you never win road games, that is a really bad combination. FAU, my whacked out Wednesday pick. You think I'm on the wrong side. Go ahead and say it. You think I've got the loser in this game, not just a whacked out winner.
Since we're close to Halloween, magically appearing on my sheet right here, it just came out of nowhere. What does that say? UAB wins the game?
That's what it said. Whoa, where did that come from?
Oh, you did say that yesterday.
Yeah, he says I'm on the wrong side here, Lance.
No, it's whacked out that
I don't have a drawing.
UAB's actually going to win the game.
I would assume your drawing's much better than yesterday's.
Whoa.
So
no, it's not actually. I thought the Troy logo. I mean, I can't help that Troy's logo is what it is.
You admitted to the fact that, hey, I got here not
I was
normally.
30 minutes later than normal, and I did not. I chose properly with Troy yesterday, an easier logo. I chose properly today with an easy logo too.
Okay. So do you want me to go ahead and go?
Oh, absolutely.
I came down to two different games, both massive favorites, but I am going to take Notre Dame over a turnover-prone NC State team. They're minus 22.5 at home. I've mentioned this multiple times this week. I think Chris Ash has figured this defense out. They're turning people over. They're limiting points. They're limiting possessions, their ability to run the football. Again, it's a big number, 22.5. Wouldn't be surprised if this is like 45-3.
Yeah. Hey, ironically, yesterday, I was thinking about Notre Dame for my whacked out Wednesday and forgot it when I got here today. The ND would have been easy to draw.
Very easy. It's just two letters.
The interlocking, though, it's much more difficult
than people think. That's why I went with not interlocking. I just went with the purple W. I'm going Washington 40-13 over Rutgers.
Good job on the W. As someone who has drawn it already this year, it's got some weird angles to it.
It does, and it's bigger on this
like it's
side,
off-centered,
big and short on that side.
I'll tell you, Friday night game in Seattle, too, and the way Washington played in the fourth quarter last week in Maryland, they woke up a little bit.
Yeah. They were down 20-0 for those that missed it at College Park in Maryland. Came back and won it 24-20. Rutgers isn't bad at home. They're not good on the road, in my opinion. This gets a little out of hand. 40-13 Washington over Rutgers. That line's a little whacked out, easy win for the Purple Rain.
I thought about that one too, by the way. I think that's a good pick with Washington.
And people don't realize, though, Rutgers averaging almost 40 points per game.
Tyler in the chat room, our Tyler, says UAB's on the Halloween sheet because the program's dead. That's why they were on the Halloween sheet. Dang, Tyler.
Hey,
it was brutal.
If UAB wins this weekend, like I think they do, it'd be okay if we went AI and had Trent Dilfer
up out of the casket,
pop out of the casket, holding a golf club.
Hey, this was one of the.
Let's put it all together, right?
Jeeves, I don't know where were you in 2007, 2008?
I would have been in third or fourth grade.
Okay. Well, before we were doing a show, me and a guy named Ian Fitzsimmons did one. We would do patio parties at Cafe Lazio, and one of our running jokes, literally, we would take a pair of UAB tickets and we'd put them on the ground, like where there was high traffic at Patton Creek, and then we would put a dollar bill. People would always stop and pick up the dollar bill. Nobody would pick up the tickets.
It was an amazing social experiment, yes.
It really was. So I think we're back to that point with UAB football, unfortunately.
You know, I always think of ways to do it better.
Of course. You like telling us that.
You should have wrapped the UAB tickets in the dollar bill and see if they picked up the money, take the dollar, and threw the tickets away.
They probably would have. Now, people did stop to, look. They pick up the tickets and literally put them back down.
Yeah, and then grab the dollar and walk.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And we could do more experiments like this if you guys want to.
Look how quick Scott
Wow,
is.
Scott.
Tell them the story
Scott,
of why.
that's amazing.
Tell them the story of why you had this ready to go.
Oh, I thought he just did it on the fly.
AI's close, not that quick.
No, I'm not quite that quick with it, but I almost pulled the trigger on making UAB my upset alert pick last week.
Oh, last week. Okay.
Yeah, last week before thinking better of it.
Yeah.
So I did get far enough to start a Trent Dilfer golfing
by the way
at Protective.
Is he doing that in front of a home crowd? I see 3 people back there.
That is fantastic, by the way.
It looks a little like old Legion Field.
Yeah, it's like Legion Field and Protective had a baby.
Yep.
Yeah, that is fantastic right there, by the way, Scott. I wish you had gone through with that pick, although you would have gotten destroyed.
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked out well.
By Army.
Yeah. All right, that's our Whacked Out Wednesday, brought to you by our friends at Company Distilling. A little more on Auburn hosting Georgia in the Deep South. Coming up on the other side, including trash as well. Tell us about these great folks at Company Distilling.
Yeah, we're working on a really cool giveaway from our friends at Company Distilling. Again, I know I've said this multiple times. We are trying to iron out the details. One detail that is ironed out is Company Distilling is available throughout our great state of Alabama. But if you're listening in Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Missouri, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas, you can pick it up there as well. Fans, ask your local store to order it if it's not on the shelf. This is your moment to try a whiskey that is as good as the company you keep. Find your bottle. Learn more at companydistilling.com/Alabama. And don't forget, Company Distilling has 3 must-visit locations across Tennessee in Townsend, Lynchburg, Thompson Station. Whether you're on a weekend getaway or planning a whiskey road trip, one of these destinations should be on your must-visit list. Again, for more information, companydistilling.com.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple-header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't-miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459 exit 31 Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
We'll get to trash here in just a second. This hour of the show always brought to you by Champies, and this part of the show being brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. If it's not running right, draining right or flowing right, our friends at Hemphill can help you.
Yeah, call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys. They're a trusted name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of these issues, plumbing, heating, cooling, any arise in your home or business. They are ready to serve you. For more information, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Hey, and don't forget Brad Bell. That is the guy that redid the master bath in the Brown house. When it came time to redo our master bathroom, my wife, Jennifer, scoured the internet looking for the right person for the job. Brad Bell was the guy she picked, and you could see why, not just by the photos Scott shows you for the before and afters of my bathroom, but you could see more at alabamabathremodels.com. That is alabamabathremodels.com. 205-422-1758 is also Brad's number. If you would like to talk to him, 205-422-1758. Get him to come out and look at your job like he did with us and just give him your vision, and that's what he's going to do. That's what he did for us. We gave him the vision. He did exactly what we wanted. We could not be happier. Just sent another one of our great audience members to Brad just yesterday. So many of you have used him, and you've all been pleased, and we greatly appreciate that. I'm glad we could tell you about Brad. AlabamaBathRemodels.com. That is AlabamaBathRemodels.com.
About this time last year, the best catch in Alabama in a long time was a Daniel A. Moore painting of Ryan Williams and Xavier Brown's interception to beat Georgia. Daniel A. Moore has another painting. Brownie, what is it?
You want the name or you want what the painting is?
Oh, look at this. There's the pencil
Is
sketch.
it Rolling Thunder?
It is. It is Kadyn Proctor. For those that can't see it, the result of the catch he made against Georgia. And Lance thinks it's Rolling Thunder. Dunaway?
I see it down at the bottom.
Have you read the name?
Is that what it says? Crispy Screen?
Crispy Screen is reportedly the name of the painting. Now,
that's his nickname.
You should know that's the play call, in fact. Is
Crispy?
Crispy.
Okay.
That's what they said yesterday. That's what one of the players
That's
said.
good donut.
I thought that was.
I bet he can eat them, too.
I was guessing that was Caden's nickname, Crispy.
Crispy Screen.
I don't want to point this out for Alabama fans, but when Daniel A. Moore, great guy, great artist, when he rolled this out last year, the Deuces Wild with Ryan Williams, he rolled it out Tennessee week, and they went on the road, and what'd they do?
Oh, no, Lance. They lost.
I'm just pointing out the obvious. Got to know the room sometime,
Gosh.
right?
I
So
didn't
now
know
they're rolling this out, and they're heading to Columbia, Missouri.
I didn't know we had a Daniel A. Moore trend and or angle.
That is my trend and or angle if you're looking for the
Danny Moore curse. I mean, the guy's painted a lot of paintings.
And if I can play the Auburn person in the room.
Here we go.
They captured the Jeremy Bernard hold perfectly. That's what the Auburn fans always say. Still photo. Oh, look at the holding.
Yeah.
Look at the holding.
Yep. I've got a still photo that shows a hold.
Yeah, boy, that is an easy punch out on that ball.
Yeah. Boy, you're down on the crispy screen, aren't you?
I love the crispy screen. I love seeing him in the backfield.
Yeah, Greg from Pell City on Ryan Williams, who was part of that catch last year. Punch up Greg for us there, man. Greg, how are you?
I'm well.
Good, Greg. Thank you. You sound like you're in a well, actually.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm listening to your show. You're still talking. I'm listening to LT talk right now, so this is really confusing me. But y'all, can you hear me okay?
Yeah,
I'm
we
going
got
to
you.
try to talk through this.
Yeah, just talk right through it, yeah.
All right, well, anyway, LT, that was terrible. You don't need to bring that up. I've been emotionally getting on your side. I've been watching the Rams. My wife wondered what's wrong with me. And I'm like, this is going to kill LT. But don't make them kind of comments, man, about the pain. But hey, real quick about Ryan Williams. Coaching, the little teams that my boys play on the high school team, especially when we get JV guys in, one thing that we always try to teach them, they always want to catch with their bodies. As a kid, the ball's so big, you pull it into your body. He's still doing that. Williams is, to me, catches like a little kid, and nobody coaches him. Even last night, and I really want to go back and watch this. I heard they were doing rugby ball or something. I don't know if you saw the film of that. They were using a rugby ball, and it was some kind of practice catching thing, and all the receivers are running through their drills, and they're catching this rugby ball with their hands. But Williams still lets it come into his body, and you don't know what that ball's going to do when it hits your body. And I know sometime in the real cold, say even some of the best receivers, I remember Chris Carter would bring it into his body sometime, but, man, you got to catch that with your hands. That's his biggest issue.
Yeah. Greg, thank you. I was critical. I'm not going to pretend I wasn't of Ryan Williams during that Georgia game. At the start of that Georgia game, he had a drop, and then there were basically 2 plays, or almost 2 consecutive plays, where he kind of turned down an opportunity to block and help his teammates. And one person responded. He's like, from day one, the guy's been a body catcher, not a hand catcher.
That is a problem.
Yeah. Yep. I mean,
But when he does catch it, he becomes a body snatcher.
He does.
Because he makes defenders miss all the time. So don't give up on Ryan Williams. Alabama at Missouri, 11 o'clock prime time, though, Deep South's oldest. If you're wondering about Auburn's defense, if they're getting frustrated with Auburn's offense, listen to Champ Anthony here. They wish he was Champ Bailey.
Do they.
But he's pretty good. Champ Anthony talking about Auburn's defense and their relationship with the offense.
Just ball. Like, we don't care what the outcome is. Like, of course we want to win, but I know from the defensive side, like we just ball. Like, it don't matter what's going on out there. We're gonna keep giving the offense the ball, and they're gonna figure it out. They're gonna handle up. I done seen Coach Freeze and them boys handle up, so we know if they handle up against us, and we doing everybody else, and shoot, they're gonna have to pick it up eventually. But we just focusing on ball, and we focus on our part on defense, and we know offense gonna pick it up. Like, we believe in them boys 100%.
Not frustrated yet with the offense.
They're going to get frustrated with this offense. I mean, look, does it flip? My concern is the offensive line. I don't think Cobb's got enough touches in the backfield. I think Jackson Arnold is a little gun-shy. A lot of that is the offensive line. You've got great receivers there. But, I mean, this defense, fact of the matter is, top 25 scoring defense, giving up less than 17 points per game, and they're only allowing 2.6 yards per rush, which is second best in the SEC to only Oklahoma. I think this is a Gunnar Stockton game. If Georgia's going to win this, as good as Chauncey Bowens has been the last couple of weeks, I think they've lost confidence in Nate Frazier, and it's going to be difficult to run the football in Jordan-Hare on this Auburn defense.
He's addressing, obviously, the age-old narrative of how long does the defense keep playing when they don't get help from the offense, right? And, look, I mean, you got to give Auburn's defense credit. They're, like, I firmly believe – I don't think they would ever say this out loud, but I think Auburn's defense knew in Kyle Field the only way we are getting points is if we score them ourselves. And they almost did. They gave the offense the ball on the 3, and Jackson Arnold was able to get in the end zone. I don't know if those narratives are ever true. It feels like they are. It feels like when one side is so dominant and they never get help from the other side, they just almost – it really actually feels like that more when it's the defense. When the defense is dominant and the offense struggles, like I don't know if a dominant offense that's never paired with a good defense ever really slows down. They just keep scoring.
That's right, because they have to win the game.
Yeah.
Just for those that are scoring at home, if you're not familiar, handle up means less talking, taking care of business, handle up. Unless you go to Urban Dictionary.
Uh-oh.
And I won't tell you what handle up means there. But if you lay on your back.
Does handle up in Urban take place with more than one or more than 2 people?
Well, it could, or it can be by yourself. It just we used to call it kickstand back in the 70s. If you lay on your back and
you're handle up
at that point, you can go check that out at Urban Dictionary if you choose that. Cleaner thoughts. Blow your mind stat of the day, and I just saw this from Nate Oates' news conference. Second longest tenured SEC basketball coach is Nate Oates.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Other than Rick Barnes at Tennessee, nobody's been at their job longer.
Yeah, Calipari would have been. I mean, technically in the SEC still, but
wow.
Nate Oates at Alabama.
That's wild. So Pearl was second most.
Pearl is gone. Barnes is 1. Oates is 2. And then everybody else falls in behind him. Just think of the turnover you've had in the SEC.
Yeah, because it doesn't seem like Nate's been at Alabama that long,
That's
really.
Exactly what his quote is. It's like, it doesn't feel like I've been here this long. We still have so much more to do.
What is this, year 7?
I mean,
6 or 7.
We were doing a show with Anthony Grant and Avery Johnson.
We were. I remember those well. Anthony wasn't much of our show. He wasn't a real big part of our show. Avery was like, anytime you guys want to have me.
That's interesting. All right, that gets us to Trash Today, being brought to you in part by our friends at the Talladega Super Speedway. Time to go racing again.
877-GO-TO-DEGA, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com to get your spot at the Yellowwood 500 weekend. It starts 1 week from Friday, 17th, 18th, 19th there at Talladega Super Speedway. You can go see the best racing in NASCAR. Part of the NASCAR playoff right now is the Yellowwood 500. Friday race, Saturday race, Sunday race as well. Whiskey Myers, the Saturday infield concert. The Garage Experience presented by Cool Rays, the most immersive in NASCAR. You can be part of all of that at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com or by calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Tyler?
Handle up!
Oh, wow.
I do not want anything that carries the Starbucks logo on this church property.
Which is coming.
You hear me? That is Lilith 1,000%. I've studied it. It is a demon. It is sexual deviance. I am done with I've been done with Starbucks for a long time. It's communist coffee anyhow. You can go and drink a gallon of Starbucks today. That's fine. Don't you bring in cups in this room. If I see it, I'm going to tell you to take it out. You hear me? I'm telling you, that company is not only one of the most godless companies on the planet. They are full-blown 1,000% a witch's coven. I promise you it's the facts.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. I can't wait to see if we've got video from our first story. And we do, according to Jeeves back there. Fireworks and drone show in China has gone viral after a disastrous accident caused burning debris to fall from the sky onto spectators.
Oh, my gosh. This is insanity.
Well, I mean, all it takes is if you lose your Wi-Fi connection,
Now, China known for the jaw-dropping drone shows going viral numerous times on social media for using the technology to create lavish displays in the shape of dragons, flowers, and more. However, this drone show in the country transformed from a pleasant spectacle to a terrifying disaster that is also making waves online, both on the mainland and abroad. The experience, titled October, The Sound of Blooming Flowers,
I bet it was
turned
booming.
into booming, used a combination of drones and fireworks to light up the sky and various patterns of Chinese written characters and images to ring in the autumn season.
Everybody hold those chairs over their head.
This was a gathering on October 2nd. Things went wrong mere moments after the drones lifted into the air. As shown in several videos circulating, as you see right here, several of the drones seemed to veer off course, resulting in incomplete designs. Fireworks had also been attached to the drones, causing sparks and embers to rain from the sky like meteors as viewers watching below fled in panic.
Unbelievable. I mean, I've been part of fireworks accidents. That is next level fireworks accidents right there, though. I mean, it literally is raining out of the sky, and you got fires going everywhere. I mean, that is crazy. Nobody was killed.
No.
That's what's amazing. Well, this is China, so I don't know that we're going to get the real story out of it.
I mean, the report is no injuries.
No injuries. Again, we're talking about China.
We got to have population control.
When the government controls the news, I don't want to sound like a 1970s song.
We had a similar situation yesterday in Trash, but we've got a woman accused of taking a crap outside and inside of a district courtroom back in August, appeared before a judge last week.
Outside and inside?
Cheryl Moody, 61 years old, waived her right to a preliminary hearing on August 2nd before Judge Anthony Kilker. Moody's case had been moved to district court because Judge Edward Tantarelli and a member of his staff were prepared to be called as witnesses. Now, the charges of institutional vandalism, criminal mischief, disorderly conduct, and scattering rubbish, one I've never heard of, were waived. Back on August 20th, Moody allegedly hiked up her dress outside of the entrance to the courtroom building in Butler Township, defecated on the ground. Some of the fecal matter was on the exterior wall of the building as well.
Oh.
Now, once inside, hiked her skirt, did the same.
Okay.
In the lobby of the district court building.
Consistent.
Glad we don't have footage of that one.
Yeah, I am too. We don't need that one.
Hike up your skirt a little.
Oh no, I couldn't find a mugshot or anything.
No mugshot?
No mugshot either. So
I'd kind of like to see how she looks.
This one's strange as well. A 65-year-old man remains in county jail after a weekend assault that sent another man to the hospital. According to the court documents, Portland police responded Saturday on reports that a person was hitting another person over the head with a guitar.
It was a honky-tonk man. You remember him back in the day in WWF? The honky-tonk man? He had hit him with a guitar.
I can't believe I know this. Is this a little Luke Bryan without a hat?
Oh, it's Aaron Murray.
Now,
I can see both, actually.
When officers arrived, they found a man with a significant amount of blood on his head and face, and a witness pointed out the suspect to the police, who then took him into custody. The witness told police she heard shouting. Then she saw the man being hit in the head with an acoustic guitar. When she attempted to break up the fight, that's when she says The suspect ripped off his colonoscopy bag and threw it at her.
Oh, that is definitely next level there.
The alleged victim told police that he was sitting in his wheelchair at the intersection when a stranger approached him asking for entry into a building. When he refused, he says the suspect threw a drunken punch that grazed his head and shoulder. Says the suspect then swung his guitar at him 3 times, was able to dodge his first 2 attempts, but was hit in the head on the 3rd attempt, and the victim was taken to a hospital to treat a laceration across the top of his head.
By the way, Honky Tonk Man's still with us. I just looked him up. I had not thought about him in a long time. Age 72. The Honky Tonk Man is Roy Wayne Ferris. Do y'all remember him?
I do not.
You remember him, Dunaway?
Yeah, absolutely.
He'd always bring the guitar with him. He had the lamb chop.
Remember the Naked Cowboy?
Oh, a Naked Cowboy.
Always
yeah.
had his guitar too.
Yeah, Honky. Well, it was strategically placed. Honky Tonk Man would bring the guitar with him to the ring, and that was his. He'd smash it over you when he beat you.
Okay.
Because he was handle up.
That's
The
true.
Naked Cowboy.
I think the Naked Cowboy was too.
Oh yeah, permanently handled.
God, I remember him coming in with Sonny and Wimp one day.
Naked Cowboy?
Just walking in with those the underwear and the guitar.
Yeah.
Tidy Whities?
Oh, yeah. They were like, what in the hell is going on? I wonder if the Naked Cowboy's still with us.
I'll look him up, too. Because he used to play the streets of New York.
Safe search off.
Safe search off. This is my own personal right here. Naked Cowboy, Robert John Burke, is still with us, Lance.
Okay.
It says he's still active, playing in Times Square.
Yep, he is. I saw him, at least on social media, he's still making the rounds. 1970 was his birth year. A little bit more of a wrinkled cowboy now.
Yeah, I would say. Oh, he ran for president at one point. I didn't realize that.
Has his own Instagram account if you want to chase that down.
Mm-hmm. How about that?
He ran for president. So did our Tiger King did, too.
That's right.
What was his positioning statement?
I can't remember. So he gave it on the show. I can't remember what he was saying. He married, how about this? The Naked Cowboy. This is quite a couple right here. He married a professional belly dancer.
Oh, wow.
You don't see the belly dancer a lot. The belly dancer was pretty big, late 70s, early 80s. Yeah. She's from Mexico. Yeah. Patricia's her name.
He sued the Mars Company, did the Naked Cowboy, because in 2008, Eminem created a blue Eminem with a cowboy hat on and a guitar.
Did he get anything out of that?
I'm going to say no.
Lawsuit was settled for an undisclosed amount. So
how about that? How about that? Yeah, did not want to waste the time in the courtroom, did Mars?
Yeah. He also sued CBS in 2011 for using a lookalike character in a TV ad. Got money for that.
Huh.
Damn.
Good for
him. He just sits back on the couch and hopes.
Yep.
We've got a black swan nicknamed Mr. Terminator has been removed from this population of other swans because it's been attacking the town's famous population of mute swans. Now, the bird had become a local attraction since appearing on the River Avon about 9 months ago. Swan Warden, I didn't realize there was one of these, Cyril Bennis, who had volunteered in Stratford for 45 years, told The Independent the residents were initially thrilled by the arrival of the rare black swan, calling it, quote, so regal in many respects. Now, visitors from across the region came to see him, and Bennis said the bird became more popular than William Shakespeare himself. However, the excitement soon turned to concern when Mr. Terminator began showing aggression towards the town's roughly 60 resident mute swans. According to Bennis, the bird started, quote, muscling in on a pair of our residents, even trying to drown rivals in territorial disputes. Behavior led to fears of injury or crossbreeding with the protected local swans. Bennis said he faced a difficult decision, quote, I was going to be damned if I did, damned if I didn't. Eventually decided the black swan needed to move on. Capturing the bird was no easy task. Described still having sore chest from the effort, but Mr. Terminator was safely contained and will be relocated.
Aren't swans surprisingly ill-tempered?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think they are, they're not friendly birds.
Yeah.
Swans
very monogamous, too.
Are they? Yeah, you mate for life as a swan. Yeah, you do.
Not the Terminator, though.
No, the Terminator. I mean, those eyes should have been the dead giveaway.
No,
right
he's independent.
That is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. I tell you what, Naked Cowboy, I don't know if he went to law school or not. Also,
did not mean to get you guys in this rabbit hole.
No, it's
just
all good.
Interesting stuff popped up. Sued Daytona Beach, Florida, who arrested him in 2021 for panhandling during Bike Week. He sued the city and was awarded $90,000 in settlements. That's more than would have been tossed in his guitar case.
No doubt.
What do you think those bikers thought about Naked Cowboy running around?
So he got popped for panhandling because he just had his case laying out and he was playing the guitar?
Yeah.
I didn't know that could get you.
Yeah, and he apparently can. He sued the city and won a $90,000 settlement, which is more than $1 or change in your guitar case.
That's a full month in Times Square.
And you brought up his wife being a belly dancer. He also started brands Naked Cowgirl and Naked Cowboy Oysters. So he's branched out. Naked Cowgirl.
Oysters?
Yeah, I don't
Naked
think,
Cowboy Oysters.
Don't think I'm interested in Naked Cowboy Oysters.
Yeah,
Me either.
Don't check the Urban Dictionary on that.
Yeah, boy,
unless you're
I'm telling
serving those in Rocky Mountain area, right?
Yes.
All right. One final thought here today, brought to you by our friends at Gutter Cap.
205-823-2212. It's a dirty, dangerous job. Look, the rain's about to move in. You want to make sure the gutters are clean and free-flowing. The answer is Gutter Cap. The last thing you want to do, I'm just talking about this week at some point. I think I smelt it yesterday for the first time, had a little rainfall.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I was on the
smelled
golf
that
course.
yesterday, too.
10% on the golf course was supposed to be the forecast. It rained the first 9 holes, as wet as I've ever been. So I
Yeah.
was like, God, is it raining today, too?
Well, look, and if you've got debris in your gutters, it's going to clog them up. It can cost you thousands of dollars worth of damage. He will come out, Chris Stewart, give you an absolutely free estimate. 205-823-2212. You don't want to get on the roof. You slip, you fall, you snap the neck and die. No good to the wife or kids. Cap it. Don't snap it. For more information, guttercapbirmingham.com.
Before I get to my final thought in college, Jerry Jones fined $250,000 by the league for flipping off, giving the bird to Jet fans. He is actually challenging it, appealing the fine, said he messed up. He was trying to give a thumbs up, but at his age,
accidentally,
he actually gave him the bird.
I mean, it's clear as day. It's clear as day on the video.
Yeah, I remember when Bud Adams did this, the longtime owner of the Oilers/Titans.
Wasn't that to his own fans, though?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that was to his own fans.
Meanwhile, and why we got the apology yesterday, the NFL also has fined Jonathan Gannon, the head coach of the Cardinals, for his interaction, a $100,000 fine.
Well, I think it was an organizational fine.
Yeah, I think it was Arizona that fined him.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was
internal.
the league.
No, I think it was internal. Yeah.
You know, if I'm Gannon, like my organization, it's already embarrassing enough. I've done the apology. We lost the game, and now I got to give you $100,000.
Well, I'm with you though, Dunaway. It sounds like the team ownership said, not only are we fining you, you're going to publicly apologize.
Yeah.
This came from the top.
And I don't know how quickly you can get it. Betting odds on first NFL coach to be fired now.
Is it Gannon?
Gannon took over, according to email.
No. He's like third or fourth, but he's plus 750. He's jumped way up.
Okay.
You still, Mike McDaniel's in front of him.
Mike McDaniel is any day now.
Yeah, there's a couple that are in front, but his odds did drastically jump up based on that.
I guess it was the headline biggest riser.
Biggest riser was Jonathan Gannon in this. And if I'm Gannon, I just crack back and I cut the kid.
Yeah. Apparently, if he tried to do that, it sounds like he would get cut.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think he's controlling the roster.
I don't feel good about his long-term future. By the way, who do the Cardinals get this week?
The Rams.
On the road at the Colts. That machine, which is the Indianapolis Colts.
And then everything's coming up Colts this year. It works out good. Everyone's looking at Alabama's schedule. This is their third straight ranked team that they've played after winning at Georgia and at home to Vandy. Missouri also ranked. You don't have to go back too far. Alabama won 4 in a row against ranked opponents in 2016. They'd already won 2 ranked games before they went on a run in consecutive weeks of beating, or consecutive games with one bye, of beating 16 Arkansas on the road, number 9 Tennessee on the road, number 6 Texas A&M at home, bye week, and then at number 13 LSU back in 2016. They would go on to beat number 13 Auburn, number 15 Florida, number 4 Washington before losing the national championship game to Clemson. That was on the way to being one of the greatest Alabama teams of all time.
It was. I mean, I'd forgotten that streak was that tough, though, to be honest with you.
And they'd already beaten USC and one other ranked team, maybe Ole Miss earlier in the year.
Yeah.
They were unbeaten, and then they lose to Clemson. Some blame that on Lane Kiffin of what went on, and he got fired before that game down in Tampa. But if they'd finished the deal, that would have been what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ranked wins on the way to the national championship.
Wow. Well, they got 5 more left in their regular season schedule
this year.
This year.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody's going to drop out of the rankings. Like, obviously Missouri's in right now. Tennessee, they got 4 more. I'm sorry. Tennessee is not going to be out of the rankings when they play them. LSU shouldn't be, and Oklahoma shouldn't be. So, they're bare minimum going to play 4 more ranked teams the remainder of this schedule.
And it's hard for Alabama to miss the SEC championship game right now. They could lose another game.
Hard for them to miss it, though?
I'm just saying, they could lose another game, be 10-2, and almost locked into the SEC championship because there are other losses out of conference. But
they are favored to win the SEC.
They've got to win 2. They got to lose 2 more games to even miss Atlanta, most likely.
Yeah, does that surprise you guys that they're the favorite right now?
They should be.
Because you've beaten Georgia.
You know who number 2 is,
Texas
right?
has looked bad. I'd guess Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Yeah. And Alabama and Ole Miss don't play, so.
That'd be quite the SEC championship game.
You'd have to give Lane, as they say, his flowers to take Ole Miss to the SEC championship game.
In this year. Yeah. Pretty interesting there what Alabama did in 2016. Now the favorite to win the SEC, and as many people believe, should be. All right, much more tomorrow on the show. Bama and Bourbon comes out a little bit later on today. LT and Aaron about to do that as we speak. Until next time, God bless you, and God bless America.